your home for Kings talk and so much more.
Live and local.
Alan Stiles on Sacktown Sports.
Alan Stiles Show here on Sacktown Sports 1140. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. As you may know, Alan having his second kid. I may already be here. Kyle, any word?
He's someone's father.
He's someone's father. He's multiple people's fathers. I'm Brendan Nunes, filling in for Alan here, and joined by my guy that you might have just heard doing a little bit of crosstalk on the morning show, Sean Cunningham.
Hi,
KCRA3. What's up, sir?
I'm good.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
That's right. I was like, dude, I got fired in this building.
Yeah.
I never did any like radio stuff here. I literally walked in to get some paperwork, and they're like, okay, you can go now.
That was the firing.
Yeah, but I was at 1140 for 13 years. Like
13?
Yeah.
When did you start?
High school.
Okay. And the Kings team is roughly what at this point?
This is like November 97. Dang, I'm old.
Okay.
I'm old.
Because you remember the month and everything.
Yeah. It was wild, but good times, man.
Yeah.
A lot of
full circle.
It's full circle.
You know?
The station's still around. So
still around.
Here you are.
Yep. Yeah. I haven't lasted quite as long as you, I guess, but hopefully mine has a nicer ending, I guess.
It won't.
No.
I don't know.
How old were you in 1997, Brennan?
I was born.
There you go.
Yeah.
Not even. So you're just not even the glimmer.
September.
An itch in your daddy's pants. Not even that. You were okay.
Yeah. Very much.
Got
so.
you. All right.
Yeah. So you got some experience,
A little bit.
We got a little bit of a variance between the two of us here. And obviously we're going to dive into some of what the Sacramento Kings have going on. A little bit of rumors recently. Terrence Davis gets waived. They're continue to be linked to Russell Westbrook, obviously. Kelly Oubre mentioned in trade rumors. Of course, we're also plenty of 49er stuff going on with the NFL season underway. Brock Purdy, probably not going to be good to go moving forward. Sounds like a long shot. We could go down the entire list of 49ers players that are injured. Are you excited to watch Mac Jones roll out there?
Kinda, because like I'm not saying this is going to be a Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe situation, but
starting with that, huh?
No, I'm just saying, like, look, we all know the I don't know if it's the wanderlust or just the absolute affection that Kyle Shanahan had for Mac Jones back in the draft, and obviously he's drafted way higher than Brock Purdy was, but coming out of Alabama, I mean, that dude, Mr. Accuracy, right? And he's never really had talent around him. So I'm excited only to see what Mac Jones looks like in a Kyle Shanahan offense, but you don't really have that top tier talent that you expect from a starting quarterback, even coming in as a backup role because everybody's hurt. So it's gonna be rough, but I'm here for it. I'm ready for it, and I'm glad it's happening against a team like the Saints. Purdy's toe. I understand. Like if it's turf toe or anything near that, that's no joke, especially when you're playing on artificial turf. The Saints suck. So go in there and take care of business.
Have you ever had any sort of turf toe? I don't even really know what that means, to be honest.
Like it's like a nerve thing on the bottom. I don't think I have. I've had like a plantar fasciitis, and that sucks.
Yeah.
You had to like lance it open, and it's gross. But no.
Gotcha. I was excited to talk Kings with you when we were planning this. And I didn't think about till right now how you go out to a bunch of Niner stuff too. So I'm sure that we'll obviously be touching that. Did you go to game one? Or on the road? Just kidding.
No,
yeah,
it was in
never
Seattle.
mind.
But I'll be at the home opener against Arizona. Although lately it's been a lot of golf. Like this whole week, I've been doing a bunch of golf stuff. We've got the PGA Tour in Napa right now, and what normally is first of all, it's like the identity crisis golf tournament because it goes from the Safeway Open to Fortinet, whatever the hell that is, to Procore, which I don't even know what that is.
It's not Fortnite.
No, Fortinet.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yeah. This some tech company. I don't even know if that's even accurate. But they used to. The draw there was you wouldn't get a lot of big name, top tier PGA Tour talent. You'd get sometimes like Phil Mickelson would come through, and this is kind of on the back end of his dominance, if you will. But it'd be like the point where somebody could go in there, maybe get a win, a top 10 finish, try and earn their tour card. But familiar names enough on the PGA Tour. And one of the cool things locally, like one of Sacramento's Cameron Champ, a kid from Sacramento who went in there, his grandfather who brought him up on golf dies that week. And then he doesn't even get a practice round, goes in there, wins the tournament.
Jeez.
His second PGA Tour. I mean, it's just incredible. So really cool stories that have come out from there. But like this week, because Ryder Cup is like right around the corner, you've got a lot of top 10 players there. and a lot of people from Ryder Cup, including the world's #1 player in Scottie Scheffler. So I was just down there yesterday listening to Scottie Scheffler talk about the preparations for the Ryder Cup, and you've got a lot of local stories, a lot of kind of stories that kind of pull at the heartstrings of some of these guys that, I mean, the PGA Tour is no joke. You can win a tour victory, get your card for your tour card for 3 years. But if you don't win and you don't have those top 5 finishes, what happens then? So someone like Cameron Champ, now this so many years removed, now he's conditional. So he's outside of the 100 players in the world. And so now he plays half of the tournaments. And so it's the grind of, trying to keep sponsors and trying to keep money. And then you've got alternates who are trying to work their way in. One kid who just lost his wife, who had this, he's from Cameron Park. His name is Corey Pereira. Great story in terms of his rise. He got to play in the US Open. He'd qualified. He had a wife who sadly passed away back in June after several years battling cancer. And he would deal with her and all her day-to-day needs, all the while trying to, get his golf career going. She passes away sadly in June. He spends bedridden for like a month and a half trying to just grieve and get over and mourn the loss of his wife. Gets back into it on Monday, qualified for this tournament. He'll be playing his first PGA tournament.
Wow.
It's crazy.
Yeah, crazy stories. And it's so different with it being like an individual sport. Obviously, like I'm more accustomed to the basketball, football, and the team aspect being so huge in all of this. And it's so much different when, golf situation or tennis, I guess, obviously some instances where you're working with a team, but definitely a little bit of a different tone, I guess, to some of that. Do you like covering like how it is a difference? And does it feel like you're getting a change of pace for yourself?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Like I like to be able to parachute in, and even if I'm not in so much to the day to day of the grind, like obviously the Kings is its own thing. And we're so much involved with that, games, practices, shoot arounds, charity stuff that goes around. Everything just circles around that team. It's fun to be able to kind of parachute in when something's local, something like this that comes to town. And it's like, wow, you got the world's #1 golfer over here, or a UFC fight, or you got a local tie there, and kind of puts a big spotlight on Sacramento. And then for me, I do still a lot of high school sports as well. And so that's always kind of fun. And one of my favorite stories is like, everyone knows Logan Webb of the Giants, the star pitcher from Rockland Thunder, who, when you're in local TV, most of the sports that you're covering from a high school level tend to be football, because that's obviously the most attention. And, he's a quarterback on the team. I think he was hurt, go in there, show up, and he looks up at me, and he's just, I didn't even see him. He's just kind of on the ground doing whatever he's doing. He just kind of looks up and goes, "Hey, the Kings didn't be any good this year." And, he just followed me on social media for that purpose. He's a big Kings fan. And so, it's just like cool stories like that. And so anyone who comes from Sacramento or from this region, Northern California, I try to have that kind of connection to be able to kind of shine a light on them, localize them a little bit. And it's fun. It's really fun to kind of see whether they go on to do great things like Logan Webb, or if they go on and don't do anything. At least there's still a story there, and that's the most fun.
For sure. The Logan one, you've told me that story before. That's a great one. He is at a good amount of Kings games. I don't know if people realize the extent of how much he's a Kings fan. Like, I think it's his profile picture on Twitter. He's asking everybody questions at the game, to your point. And obviously their big move this offseason was Dennis Schroeder. Not sure how Logan necessarily feels about Dennis, but we also heard yesterday from Michael Scotto of Hoops Hype that the team was waiving Terrence Davis. Terrence Davis was only on the team for the last 3 games of the regular season last year, played, I think, as a little less than like 8 minutes in game 82. That didn't matter at that point. And had a non-guaranteed deal going into training camp. I thought, hey, he's going to get a chance to compete for a spot potentially. What do you make of the timing of waiving him now? And it takes them to having 1 open roster spot, but technically you have 4 before training camp, right? If we're talking about training camp spots.
Yeah, you can open it up to, I think it's 20,
21,
20, something like that. Yeah. And look, I thought Terrence would be able to compete for roster, but there's just numbers, right? Like there's just so many numbers, and there's certainly a roster imbalance because you only really have 1 true point guard, ? Like on the roster in Dennis Schroeder. So it's a numbers game right now. His contract wasn't fully guaranteed. It's kind of minimal. So I didn't expect him to make the team by any means, but I thought I might see him in training camp,
Yeah. And that's not going to be the case. Of course, people are going to go straight to, Russell Westbrook. Like they've been linked to Russell Westbrook, but it seems like the talk had also been that they feel like they need to do more before bringing in Russell Westbrook, and whether that was trading Devin Carter or like Malik Monk's name was mentioned. And I don't necessarily know how far those conversations necessarily got, but do you see that and think, okay, here's Russell Westbrook, or would it take more?
Yeah, I mean, certainly there's been a lot of discussion. There's fascination with Russell Westbrook in there. I still think he probably ends up a King. I mean, that's just kind of reading tea leaves and people I've talked to. But I also think like there's certainly the Jonathan Kuminga thing that just hangs over the entire NBA. Right. You're starting to see some of these restricted free agents come to an agreement with their teams, Cam Thomas, all these guys. So he was the one that was holding up really a lot of what the NBA's movement would do. And I'm curious to see once that falls out, and I think the Kings have been pretty much resigned themselves to the fact that they're likely not going to land Jonathan Kuminga, and he will likely be going back to the Warriors. And I think that's the expectation, at least. I think they have some moves, perhaps, maybe plural, in mind that they could possibly pull the trigger on before training camp. But at the same time, should they? Like, I think there's some question marks.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like, just go into your opinion now. Like, why Russell Westbrook? We mentioned this team only has one point guard, I guess, right? But that feels like, to me, the backup four and the wing forward depth is probably something that I would be prioritizing over the backup point guard. Like you mentioned, there's Dennis Schroeder, and then I guess I'm running with Malik Monk at that backup point guard. You still can practically run an offense, obviously, through Domas, through DeMar, Zach a little bit. So it's not like you don't have guys that you can't run things through. But is the fit weird to you too? Like there's not very good spacing from these guys. And I guess the commonality between Westbrook and Schroeder that I see is, hey, maybe they want to get back to playing with more pace. You know, those guys obviously play into that. The leadership, all the off the court boxes is where I'm like, okay, this makes sense, right? This is what Perry wants in a person, in a player, identity of the team. I just don't really get the fit.
Yeah, that's to me the biggest thing. And look, I understand the need of a point guard. He can certainly check that box. I keep pointing out he had a phenomenal season, I felt, in Denver last year playing with Jokic. I think there's some that think that could translate to playing with Domantas Sabonis. But I think what more than anything, if you're a fan, let's just pretend we're the biggest fans of Russell Westbrook, right? And there are many.
Oh, there
are many, and they will die on that hill. Right?
Yes, they will.
So regardless of what criticisms about his game, whatever, I think if you look at the Kings and the way they're currently constructed, right? I think, and we've talked about it on podcasts, like if they're going to have success this season, they have to really own the regular season. And look, I mean, that's a given, right? But they're going to have to rely heavily on their core. And how does that, I mean, certainly there's little benchmarks throughout the year, getting up through December, getting to the trade deadline, All-Star break, before the playoffs. If you're going to have to rely on your core for major minutes in order to be successful, someone like Russell Westbrook can certainly help ease the pressure.
Just another orchestrator, right. I guess.
Right. Well, and score for somebody who's able to take things over in fourth quarters, somebody who's able to essentially be a little bit of
definitely
a pressure.
Will take things over.
Oh yes,
it's gonna go one of two ways.
Right now, I told you, dude. Right now, we are big fans of Westbrook. Right. We're not talking about criticism. So these are what you can paint in this purple haze bubble, smoking whatever you're smoking. Like just fully focusing on what he does well. And from that standpoint, if you're needing to conquer whatever goal you have in the regular season, that could help. Especially, I mean, depth obviously plays a major part. You mentioned Malik Monk. Like, yeah, statistically, I think he fits in that point guard role, be it backup, whatever, capable point guard to help out. I'm not a fan of that.
No, I mean, they just don't have any other options, which is where I guess Westbrook plays in.
I'm a fan of him as a playmaking, scoring type option. I mean, I've talked about it at nauseum how much he is your end all be all in terms of what you are from an identity. He gives you vibes. He gives you everything. Westbrook could maybe serve that same type of role, both good and bad, but I don't know. There's a part of me that really wants to see it. I mean, just from a casual NBA observer, he's a Hall of Famer.
I'll tell you, I would like to cover Russell Westbrook, 100%. Like selfishly. I think that would be fun. It also, there's a lot of personalities on the team, and you can't deny that they have talent at very least. It's just the cohesion of it all, really. I think to when Denver was in town last year, and some of their reporters clearly didn't have like the greatest impression of Westbrook's contributions. And do you remember this?
Yes.
Do you remember this?
Why? What do you mean?
Because some of them were, just had some reactions every time Russ was like playing outside of himself a little bit. And that just stuck with me very much as, the people that see him day to day. But there's like the playoff games. And I want to say it's against Minnesota where he has this huge block late in the game and then he bricks a three right later, and it's like, it's this pull and push, I guess. But at this point in the season or in the off season, you have limited options. I guess that's about all I can do, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, to me, if you're saying Russell Westbrook is the best option for the Sacramento Kings, my immediate question is, have you looked hard enough? Like how? Explain that to me. And those are questions, if that comes to fruition, that we'll have to ask.
Right. That you would have looked at other free agent options.
Well, yeah, other than that, but even I understand having faith in somebody who's been there, done that, and who's experienced everything. Like, there is value in that. And also you're showing the rest of your roster, because let's face it, like, athletes always, if you've been there, done that, and you've done, like, nobody looks at it like fans do or media do, where you're going to scrutinize a player like, oh, this guy can't do this, because they all think that they're Michael Jordan in his prime, right? And if you have the caliber player of Russell Westbrook, who's experienced everything and been an MVP in this league, that's how these players treat you and look at you and know your triple-double streaks and all the accolades.
Domas talks really highly of him.
100%. I mean, and that's how athletes are. I mean, these guys just remember when Vince Carter, I got to cover Vince Carter when he came here. The idea was not for Vince Carter to be a starting level player, but due to the fact you had guys like, Justin Jackson, who were up and coming and couldn't beat out a 40-year-old Vince Carter, there's a sense of having to earn it.
Right.
And some of those young players couldn't earn it. You couldn't beat out the likes of Vince Carter and George Hill or Zach Randolph at the time, because the Kings were so damn young. Now you've got a team that's really not that young, and you've got a bunch of guys who are sort of in their prime, maybe a couple who are just stepping into and a couple who are stepping out of, depending on how you look at it. Now you bring in someone like Russ, who's obviously still a productive player. If that happens,
I mean, that leads us to, though, some of the guard depth that already exists. And there is a little bit of young talent there. And like Keon Ellis and Devin Carter, the main two I really think of. You could throw Nick Clifford in there as well, a little bit more of a wing, I guess. But in your mind, if they were to add Westbrook, I think there's two ways to sort of look at it, right? That he is a valuable mentor to these guys. And I think that can't really be overstated. I think that these guys, you mentioned his accolades, like I'm sure that Nick grew up watching Russell Westbrook, Yeah. So there is that value, but then I think the other side is you could worry a little bit about, okay, is he going to take developmental minutes away from some of these guys? Does that pop into your mind at all as a potential point of concern? Or if, to your point, like with Justin Jackson, hey, if you're not good enough to beat the guy, then so be it.
Yeah, no, it doesn't really bother me too much in terms of development, because I think someone like Nick is a little bit different than, let's say, someone like Keon Ellis 3 years ago or 2 years ago, where he's coming up through the G League and undrafted and all these things. Like, Nick is a first round pick, and we've seen kind of what he's capable of doing already. I'm of the opinion, because of some of the intangibles that he brings, that he's a player who can play right away. Yeah, I don't know what that looks like rotationally, but it's different than what's like a Maxime Reynaud, who might be a little bit more, in my mind, more of a project that needs to be developed at the NBA level. Certainly both are rookies, and you're not going to give them 30 minutes a game. But point being, like, if you can't develop right away at the roster that you have right now, this is a roster with pieces on there that are expecting to win right now. They're not expecting to, hey, let's bring along this kid. Let's bring, and with respect to Nick, he's not Cooper Flagg. He's not someone that is a highly touted top 5 pick that is going to be a franchise changer. Mm-hmm. So there is no.
It's also not 18.
100%. Yeah, it's not a.
But I get what you're saying.
And for any of those players, you're developing through the G League and through training camp and practices. And go back and think of someone like, Neemias Queta when he was here. I was a little concerned as to why he didn't play G League minutes right away. Thought being, keep him around the NBA team.
That's right.
They didn't really have a whole lot of bigs as it was. He would get more from these practices and shoot arounds and things from that with this squad and being around it. And then in December, January, then you push him off to the G League and let him play some games.
And he killed it out there.
He killed it. Yeah. And look, he had a career. I mean, he's with Boston right now, and
might be the starting center.
Could be. I mean, that's a wild kind of scenario, but much like Keon, these are how you develop players. And it's different than those players that come in as top 5 picks and all of a sudden they're lottery and they're franchise changers, and you're literally situating these rosters to be able to help their development. That's not the case in Sacramento.
For sure. I got distracted in the middle of you talking there because I just realized you're flexing a future Olympic shirt.
I flex? I didn't flex.
Well, you know.
I'm wearing
a LA 2026 Olympic shirt already.
Yes.
Huh? Where do we get that?
Well, I do work at an Olympic station these days at KCRA 3, the home of the Olympics. Los Angeles, right around the corner. I do have some friends in the Convention and Visitors Bureau down there. So, they're trying to spread the word of LA, and I do like me a nice polo. So.
Okay. Yeah, you're always a black polo. That's going to pique your interest. Yeah. Black polo and a Hurley hat. That is Sean Cunningham right there. I mean, I'll take it. You'll be down there, right? What's the most like random Olympic events you enjoy watching? You take me as somebody that would watch like weird Olympic events.
I think I'm more so in the winter because like in the Winter Olympics, it's not something I would gravitate to. And for me, knowing there's no way, like I don't watch sports going, I could do that. I never do that. Like I was a baseball player and a really bad football player. Right. So in high school. So if you go to looking at the Olympics, like I watched Deadliest Catch knowing that there's no way I could do that. So I'm fascinated. That's why I like the NBA. There's no way I could do that. Yeah. I'm not the guy that says I could go out there and score 5 points in 48 minutes. No, none of that. But if I look at like, how does somebody get good at that? Like if you're watching skateboarders, for example, right? Like Nigel Houston's from Davis, right? Nigel Houston goes out and gets good at skateboarding. How many times do you think he's fallen on his head?
Yeah. Countless.
Like I broke my ankle in baseball. That was awful.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. How many times has he rolled an ankle in his career? Probably 500.
Ridiculous.
The amount of surgeries in your body. Like, I mean, people go, it's a minor surgery. That's trauma to your body.
Yeah.
You know, like how do you, I don't know.
It all adds up.
So anyway, from Winter Olympics, there's things that just don't look
Isn't
real.
there the one where people are like skiing through and then they have to stop every once in a while and like shoot targets?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is happening right now?
I forget the name of that one, but yeah, it's
that one they're just like, let's just put this all together.
Well, and curling has become so big. So like curling has always looked crazy.
Yeah.
You get your broom and you
just
start
broom
the
part
ice.
Really, yeah, that's
I mean it makes sense. Have you ever if you ever known at a bar and played shuffleboard, you're not doing that, but it's basically shuffleboard with these huge stones. But yeah, there's just all kinds of, I mean, like some of the stuff they do snowboarding is just wild. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've watched I was disappointed that I know it's summer X Games, but I was excited X Games were coming to Sacramento, and I think that's kind of hit a little bit of a roadblock. So I would have been out there. That would have been fun to watch.
I didn't even hear that. Yeah. That would have been fun.
Biathlon is the sport you're looking for. It is skiing and shooting. And then I guess like if you miss targets on the shooting, you get penalties. Like you have to do extra laps or something. I don't know how this sport works, but it's very, very strange.
Huh. I wonder if somebody that was more talented at shooting or skiing would benefit more.
Like if you're recruiting, you're a coach, and you're like, oh, that guy's a really good skier. I wonder if he
can't shoot.
Yeah, but I've seen this guy. I go to the range. I saw this guy shoot. I wonder if he can ski.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
It just unlocks a whole new world for you.
Yeah, because like it's like Cool. You've probably never seen Cool Runnings, but the story about the Jamaican bobsled team is like I'm taking track guys from Jamaica and putting them in the snow to be able to do bobsled.
Right. Yeah. Still change your whole perspective. Biathlon.
That's what they call it.
A biathlon.
I know how you are with movies. You've never seen Cool Runnings.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. I appreciate you asking.
I feel stupid for you.
I think the assumption initially was
I just imagine somebody driving in their car going, he didn't ask him if Brendan's actually seen that movie.
Yeah.
No, I knew the answer.
No, there was no like condescending, hey, this is what it's about or anything. Yeah.
Do you know who's in it?
No clue.
Do you know who John Candy is?
I don't even remember the name of the movie you just said.
Do you know who John Candy is?
It sounds familiar.
Oh, this is what I'm dealing with, people.
Well,
every day.
I'm going to look up John Candy here as we get to a break. Brendan Nunez here filling in for Alan Stiles. The Alan Stiles Show. Sean Cunningham here joining me as well. We will take you up to 2 o'clock. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind, to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my 2 sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434. 800-384-3434.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Seems like back to school happens earlier each year.
First day of school coming in hot.
And this year my kids had massive supply lists.
Folders, notebooks, and pens. Oh, the humanity.
But Staples had everything I needed, with some items just 25 cents.
Watch the small print.
No. My back to school budget was saved by Staples Easy Button.
Everything for school. In stock and as low as 25 cents. Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. It's 9/13 while supplies last.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Part 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Go on a culinary adventure at one of Europe's biggest food events coming to the Americas, Terra Madre. Discover more flavors to savor, more ideas to chew on, more voices shaping the future of food. Join chefs Alice Waters, Sean Sherman, and Jeremiah Tower for tastings, pop-ups, food demos, and panels, all celebrating good, clean, and fair food for all. Terra Madre Americas, September 26th through 28th in Sacramento. Savor the journey. Visit Airport and brought to you by Slow Food and Visit Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Welcome back to the Alan Stiles Show. My name is Brendan Nunez, filling in for Future Father Part 2, Alan Stiles, I guess.
So yesterday was the day that they were inducing. I have not heard from him, nor has he tweeted in about 18 hours. So I think that's good news.
That's true, because yesterday he was tweeting about Russell Westbrook. So
and Bella Brew, I think I saw that.
That would make sense.
There is a high probability he was tweeting about Russell Westbrook at the hospital.
I bet you he was. Which, like, oh my God, they waived Terrence Davis. Baby's going to be named Russell. It's a girl, actually.
Yeah.
It is a girl?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Stiles family.
Yes.
Pair of daughters in the Stiles household.
Oh, those are expensive weddings. I have enough role models around me not to have kids that I know of, so this is perfect.
That I know of. Yeah. That I know of. Yeah, that's your greatest advice that you've given me. I try to live by that too. Sean Cunningham, KCRA, joining us here as well. I looked up John Candy.
Yeah.
During the break, I definitely know this guy. I don't know where I know him from. Like I don't know what movie.
He's in Home Alone. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, that's probably it. I've definitely seen Home Alone.
Little appearance
Is he the
in Home Alone.
dad?
No, he's the guy who plays in the polka band at the airport that runs into Catherine O'Hara, the mother.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's where I know him from.
Reference.
Yeah.
Great Outdoors.
I found what you're talking about.
Who's
for
Harry
sure.
Crumb?
John Candy movies.
Remember the drive for the 49ers? And well, you were too young, but the story, have you ever watched Draft Day and Kevin Costner talks about it, where Joe Montana, he's in the huddle. They're making their final push, and he looks up in the stands and he tells everyone, "Hey, isn't that John Candy?" And the whole team acknowledges it.
I have no clue what you're talking about. And I, for the life of me, cannot find what movie I know this guy from.
This is my favorite portion of any time hanging out with Brendan, is because his pop culture references he just doesn't get. And granted, some of these are dated for you, but I remember being your age and knowing what came before me.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just like bad at this.
You're very bad. You're bad at like current events.
I thought you were just gonna say everything. Right?
No, not everything. I don't.
Basketball,
you're
great.
That's the only thing I got, really. Not gonna lie. Basketball, video games, and music. That's like my trio.
Yeah.
After that, we're pretty.
I was gonna say I've seen your Instagram stories. I don't know how deep your music bag is.
Well, he's
that's not really true.
No,
I know where this is going.
This dude has quite the country knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's very.
Yeah.
And
Grew up on country. My first two favorite songs were "Live Like You Were Dying" by Tim McGraw and "My Band" by D12, and I think that perfectly encapsulates my music taste.
Your playlist is, while mine resembles somebody from like a 16-year-old girl, maybe yours is a little bit more broad.
Yeah, a lot of range. A lot of range for sure. You're definitely 16-year-old girl. There's no like chaperone shirt today or something.
I almost wore a graphic tee, but then I realized I had to go to work.
Fair enough. Yeah, usually there's a Rihanna shirt in some sort of way.
Yeah. Billie Eilish, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of the Jessie Reyes. Big
Okay.
Jessie Reyes fan.
Okay, Jessie Reyes is a good one. Yeah, I got some variety.
Had you? So I mean, obviously, I know it was talked about on the morning show. Chris and I went and saw Oasis in Los Angeles. Did you know any Oasis songs?
That's just like when there's water in a desert, right? I don't know any names off the top of my head.
You know Wonderwall. It's like, you're gonna
sure
be
if I
the
heard
one
it.
that saves me.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Great
And-
job by you.
You know what? He could have just played, like, hit a button.
No.
I'm sure Chris has like 5 Oasis songs just racked up, ready to go.
I just want you to know that when I type up Oasis, I do get desert oases.
You do. But what's on top?
Yeah, there's a band too, I guess.
Live Forever?
I'm not going to know these by name. I'll tell you that. Maybe if they played, like I might. Or no, feel free, Kyle.
You and I are gonna live forever.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
You might have to do the whole song for me to get a feel for this.
Don't really want to know.
I just imagine Oasis fans just being pissed off driving around right now.
Like,
just
am I on AM or FM right now?
Oh man.
Oh gosh.
Tough
Yeah.
thing.
I don't know what.
That's the end of my Oasis Rolodex, by the way. I got nothing else for you.
I just love how they're like both of them. I mean, they curse so much. They curse like it's hilarious. And they're just 2 English dudes from like Manchester or whatever. And just the attitudes that they have. And then they have these like really sweet songs. But it's like, oh, they're great rock bands. Like you got some like soft rock. It's pretty cool, but there's nothing like really hard. And then you see them and they're just like the most like the attitude doesn't match the music. They make beautiful music, but yet your attitude is like you're a punk band.
I'm getting educated over here. I saw a video of like, apparently it was making a joke about like, I guess Blink 182 always says some like really unexpected jokes or like take shot at each other on stage or something like that.
Oh yeah, well they had a little breakup too, but it didn't last nearly as long as Oasis. I mean, these are brothers. These 2 are brothers.
Oh,
hate each other.
Actually hate each other.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Despise, like famously.
Did they make up, or are they just like, we're just going to collect the money?
But I think that depends on who you ask. I mean, they come out, they're holding hands, they hug each other at one point. But
Liam Gallagher.
Yeah.
Isn't that a show too?
You're thinking of Shameless.
Yeah, I am.
Family.
Yeah.
I never finished watching.
I never watched that at all.
Kind
Shocker.
Yeah. Shocker.
William Macy is in that show, though.
Sure.
No idea.
No. I will say my music taste at least seems to be fairly similar to what they play at King's practices a lot. That's some of my favorite environment to like find a new song, is at a practice or like for some reason I feel like Summer League. I know how you feel about Summer League.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason I feel like they play random songs where I'm like, what is this?
Well, it also depends on like who has the aux that day.
Yeah.
Because, you might have an equipment assistant,
right?
Someone who's working with the equipment staff, or maybe you have a training staff, or you might have a coaching staff member. None of the players usually know how to go up there and tap into the system or the Bluetooth.
It's not very hard.
No, it's not.
Your phone in.
But they're not bringing it out because a lot of that stuff is they don't have their phones out on the court,
right?
But it is interesting. I love, one of my favorite things in any sport is to go into a clubhouse or a locker room after a win, when usually the music is super loud.
Mm-hmm.
And then inevitably when you're waiting to speak to one player, they're ready to speak to the assembled media, and they turn around, the music has to drop down, and everyone just, you get this groan of like, collective
We
groan.
get that at practices for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Because the whole like a building practice facility, I guess, is just blasting initially, and then they have to turn it all the way down. You remember when they played the Warriors and E40 had just got kicked out, and then we walked into the next practice, they were playing E40.
Oh yeah.
That was a great one.
Absolutely. Well, and see, one of the funny things is even before like Jimmy Butler got to the Warriors, like his music tastes are all over the board. And he famously came to a media day in the emo.
Yeah.
And then he had playlists to like assemble with that. And they, I remember Gabe Vincent being on the team at that time, telling me about how he got collectively the entire group to embrace his music choices.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I think there's a lot of country with Jimmy too. Jimmy's like a pretty country guy.
Well, and it's funny because his personality, especially from a music standpoint, is very much like Malik Monk. I mean, I've been out on the golf course with Malik and hearing some of
his music wise,
everywhere, man. You have
Malik?
Country, you have country. He considers himself a very country guy. But you have like a lot of female artists, Halsey, all over the place, Chainsmokers. There's a lot of stuff there.
I would not have guessed that.
I know.
Well, I wonder what Kelly Oubre listens to, and if he could share the aux a little bit there, as I do my best Senior Segway.
Senior Segway strikes again.
Impression.
Yeah, that was that 2-star Senior Segway.
That was definitely an Alan Stiles segment.
Gotta have some more. Well, it's the Alan Stiles formula is either really good or just terrible, and you're hitting
We're
one
going
of the
with
two.
the latter on that one. All right, that's fine.
I'll say
that's
one of
probably
the two.
deserved. That's probably deserved. But Jake Fisher mentioned the Kings as a team that he could see potentially trying to trade for Kelly Oubre, who that deal would entail Dario Saric, who they just acquired, obviously, and has yet to play going in that deal. But rather than, we don't have to talk about the specific framework or anything like that, but just your general thoughts on Kelly Oubre and what he could potentially bring to this team. We'll just get your quick little thoughts, then we'll dive into more on the other side.
Yeah, I mean, certainly wing help, some scoring, but it'd be weird for him to come to Sacramento when De'Aaron Fox is.
That's what I think too.
I mean, him and Fox very familiar with each other, kind of close, have that relationship. But then again, I mean, just what he brings to a team is obviously a lot of scoring and a lot of chucking. And I don't know that that's totally what you need, but is it better than having somebody like Dario Saric, who maybe you can't trust, have the most faith and confidence in his availability because of injury history and all these things? So yeah, I don't know. I think maybe him and Drew Eubanks, I might think that might be a little bit too repetitive. So maybe if you free up one, get somebody
Dario
more dynamic.
and Eubanks.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah.
I would not be one of the people that would say that.
Yeah, fair enough. I think a little bit of a difference. Definitely a 4 and a 5 there. But I see how some people could see Dario as more of like a small ball 5 nowadays. But I want to dive more into some of the depth of the Sacramento Kings, or maybe more so lack thereof at certain positions on the other side here. Brendan Nunez filling in for Alan Stiles. Got Sean Cunningham, KCRA, joining me here as well. Stay tuned. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-838-6767. That's 800-838-6767.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
Big year. I'm starting middle school.
Welcome to the jungle, Missy.
Best part? My parents promised me a new laptop.
Perfect for homework, essays, and drudgery.
So we went to Staples. They had all the latest tech, and laptops were up to 40% off.
Woo! Another back-to-school budget saved by Staples Easy Button.
Mom high-fived the cashier. So embarrassing.
Staples.
That was easy.
In-store, online, and on the app. It's 913. Select models only.
Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room with primetime football. It's back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game and high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. Offering the best food, best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region and conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
I'm Ken Korak with your Green and Gold Report, brought to you by Xfinity. Introducing the 5-year price guarantee. One internet price, 5 years guaranteed. Well, the A's will open the season next year on March 26th in Toronto, and the full slate of games that day will mark the earliest traditional opening day in Major League history. Now, as far as the Dodgers coming to West Sacramento for the first time, that series will begin on June 29th.
Welcome to Dugout Radio, the undisputed home of Boomtown Baseball.
The Wi-Fi is booming with Xfinity, baby. Our next caller is
Stacy. How do you stay locked in on every pitch and play?
We stream it all live on Xfinity Internet with low lag, 99.99% network reliability, and speeds faster than a base runner beating the throw to home plate.
I stream on my TV, tablets, even my smart fridge.
Smart fridge?
With all those games, we gotta refuel.
Stream live baseball with Wi-Fi built for the biggest moments. Xfinity. Restrictions apply. Actual speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Listen to the 49er Rewind daily. Brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza, the way it ought to be.
Truck Month is on at Elk Grove Chevy at the Elk Grove Auto Mall. And Elk Grove Chevy has one of the largest selections in the area, all with big Truck Month savings. Now that's big, huge. See them all at nativechevy.com. Together, let's drive.
I've always believed that golf is more than just a game. It embodies integrity, commitment, and a sense of style. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa, and I'd like to tell you a bit about Naturewood Home Furnishings, a business that shares these same values. With the Procore Championship Professional Golf Tournament happening at the stunning Silverado Resort in Napa, I couldn't help but notice the parallels. Just like the game of golf, Naturewood has built its reputation on integrity, commitment, and timeless style. Looking to bring a unique style into your home? Naturewood offers custom certified designers who can help you craft the perfect look tailored just for you. And while you're enjoying the elegance of the tournament this week, along with Napa's world-class wine and food, be sure to visit Naturewood Home Furnishings. You'll discover pieces with the same sophistication and quality as the game itself. Who knows? You might even find an heirloom that will be passed down for generations. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Just look for the water wheel.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Part 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Brendan Nunez and KCRA3 Sean Cunningham here filling in for Alan Stiles.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
I don't know. I do not know. Might get to know him a little bit over the course of the show here. We got up until noon for Sean and I, and then eventually The Drive guys will take over at 2 o'clock here. Appreciate everybody listening, whether you are in the car, YouTube, wherever else you may be. I ran out of options after 2 there.
Maybe the app?
Yeah, the app. The app. That's a great call.
Well,
Website,
right behind you.
The website.
Because right behind you, I see all the interesting ways to
That's a
check
great,
out the content.
Yeah,
You can watch the show on X.
There you go. All of the above. All of the above. Great stuff on our Instagram as well. Chris Watkins constantly cooking up things there.
I don't think you can watch the show there.
You can't watch the show there.
There is good content. Great content. Great.
And if you miss it, you can find it.
You absolutely can.
Yeah, it's
on YouTube. It's
pretty good.
Great
And
call.
we have a
Places should do
podcast.
that.
Yeah.
Don't forget my podcast.
We do have a podcast.
That's great audio.
Scott Perry,
I hadn't heard you guys clip that one
Don't
yet.
forget my podcast.
We do have one. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts and on the app and on the website.
This is true. This is true. There are multiple. So appreciate everybody. Tuned in. Feel free to contribute to the conversation as well on the text line, YouTube chat. You can call in. We're happy to take calls. Sean and I, 916-339-1140. Sean, we were talking a little bit about Kelly Oubre on the other side and some of the depth, or more so, I guess, lack thereof, that the Kings have. And Dario Saric is the player that was kind of mentioned as where they could go with in a potential deal if Kelly was to be moved. So just focusing on Dario a little bit first. Obviously, he's acquired in the Jonas Valanciunas deal. I guess we can even just talk about that deal in itself first, because it was a weird one all around. Like, Jonas, obviously the better, more impactful player. This is a guy they just traded for. Now you got to keep in mind, obviously, that Monty McNair was the one to trade for him. And then obviously, since Scott Perry now takes over, he's the one that ends up shipping him off. But what did you make of that deal really being the only other thing that they did this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, it was cost cutting, but it was also a way to, I mean, it's really just roster creation, right? To be able to get some roster flexibility. Certainly Valanciunas, as you mentioned, much better player, especially now for someone like Dario Saric. But I mean, a cheaper option, give you some flexibility, but also has been able to contribute.
Cheaper for a reason.
Yeah. But also has had moments of being able to contribute when he's right. And the tough part is he's never been right. Like, it's never been a guy who's ever really lived up to expectations. He's a professional. I keep referencing in the podcast we do with
the Warriors,
what he did with the Warriors. I mean,
Yeah.
there's still people who talk about what he did and being able to help them get over a certain hump in the season. That's all well and good, but no, he's not as good as Valanciunas.
Right. I'm a little hung up on last year, him pretty much not playing for a team that really needed depth.
Absolutely. And to that point, like, I wonder, had the coaching change in Denver not happened, if Michael Malone was still there, I kind of feel like you got that okay.
Yeah. I'm out of water. Apparently.
Struggling with the thermos. I see.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if David Adelman, who obviously chose not to go in that direction, and there was a lot of people like, hey, go to Dario Saric. Like, he can help spell Jokic at least for a few minutes. Just
Right.
get, whatever. Obviously not having a faith there. I wonder if Michael Malone would have done that had he not been fired, but just one of those, unanswerable questions. So yeah, I feel like there are things. He's a professional, and I'm trying to not kill the guy.
Right.
I think honestly, if he plays and he's healthy, I think he's going to do things that might exceed people's expectations for a player like him, because I felt like he's always, when right, been able to contribute, and you notice him.
Yeah.
Is it Trey Lyles? No, but Trey Lyles isn't in the league anymore.
He's kind of comparable to Trey.
Right.
I think there's similarities in a way that, like, can put the ball on the floor and attack closeouts a little more than you might think, I guess a little bit more versatile offensively than I think people would typically think, like, not just catch and shoot guy necessarily. But I'm not betting on him going into this year. And since that's not the case, like, this backup 4 spot, and I personally get really, like, I'm not a big position guy, as
Right.
weird as that sounds,
No,
right?
no.
Is that, like, is there really a difference between the 3 and the 4? I don't think so.
It depends on how tall they are,
What,
how
like,
big they are.
I guess, like, I get that you just need size, and it's like, okay, yeah, we need to go get a 4, but to me, it's like, okay, maybe we're just saying we need to go get somebody 6'8" or up.
I think it's tough too, because, like, especially Kings fans, the frustration of having Domantas Sabonis and not being able to pair him with the right fit, another big, maybe a rim protector, somebody who can stretch the floor. Like, there's a reason those are unicorns in a way,
Right.
and there's a reason they're so coveted. In my mind, having Jonas Valanciunas there, who was a big body, I don't know if anyone would consider him a rim protector, but he certainly protects areas of the paint, right?
Yeah.
To me, it was like, well, that makes sense. Now you have somebody that can take that load away, and he's a starting caliber center, you know? And so I understood that. It was unfortunate that they moved away from him because of what he offered there. But I think if you can find somebody who can do a little bit of everything, stretch the floor, all those things, like that's, I think, ultimately what they're looking for. I don't think they found it, but the search continues. With the marathon continues, as Nipsey Hussle would say.
Right. Great Nipsey reference. Yeah. That instantly makes me, for some reason, Nipsey Hussle and Isaiah Thomas are linked in my mind because IT just talks about him all the freaking time.
When he was here, I mean, it was him and DeMarcus Cousins, and they were the big, and I credit Isaiah being on that kind of first and foremost because of his relationship that he had with him. But and then it kind of spread throughout the locker room a little bit.
I think didn't Westbrook have that, was it 2020 game? He said for Nipsey after Nipsey passed. I think that's what that was. But going back to the lack of wing forward depth, like they're just gonna have to play small a lot, right? They don't really have a choice currently. Like, is this where Kelly Oubre comes in? Like, is that a 4 potentially? You know, is in my mind, I think it could make a lot of sense for maybe DeMar is kind of your backup 4, you know, because he can also be a starter and do that. To be clear,
he's also played center at times when they go real low.
He might have to do freaking out. He's kind of their backup point guard too.
I think too, it's like if we're not coaches, but if we were coaching the team based off this construction, like you see, the only way they're going to really have success, they probably have to go small because your most talented players are going to be smaller.
Yeah,
and if you're going to have any shot at winning and collecting dubs, like that's the only way you can really do this. So
Keegan's just gonna have to play 38 minutes.
I think he won't be alone. I think you're gonna have Domas. I think you're gonna have Levine. I mean, I'm curious to see how, you know, what they do with DeRozan, because I don't think any recipe of having DeRozan over 32 minutes is even good for him and his longevity. And if you're going to rely on him like you did last year as being a primary option, you know, I think he would accept and be ready to accept that challenge because that's the dude he thinks he is. But I think being smarter, it's like, no, let me try and keep your minutes at least under 30 or around 30, because if you're going to have to rely on him a lot, that's going to, I mean, they ran him into the ground at one point last year.
Yeah.
I mean, by December, he was already hurt. And then he was playing with injuries the rest of the way. So,
and he's still really good.
He's very good.
Like, he can still get to his spots whenever he wants. I'm guilty of this too, but I think that it gets a little bit overstated, the whole like ball stopper nature of him. Like, that is somewhat his game, right? Is that, hey, I'm going to like lull you to sleep and get a bucket. And that just takes away from the flow of everything else a little bit sometimes. But it's not like he's a selfish player out there. Like, he is a really good passer, actually, that really developed during his time in San Antonio. He was point guard of that team when he was there with Popovich. So he's still an extremely talented player. And where I go to that like backup 4 thing is foot speed, not the greatest at this point in his career, but obviously some strength for sure with Debo. I think last year, like, you saw him get placed on Aaron Gordon. And I don't know if that necessarily went great.
No.
But I'd probably rather him guard Aaron Gordon than chasing Cam Johnson.
There was really, and I remember that there was really nobody.
No, Aaron Gordon was just back cutting everybody.
Yeah. And that was where they were most vulnerable, is all these back cuts. I mean, that's how teams just carved them.
Well, no
up.
rim protection.
Right. Yeah,
no rim protection.
And you know, and it's so funny, like, people, I think, devalue, they tend to, it's not beautiful basketball, right? It's not, you don't see the passing, you don't see the quicks. Right. And to be honest, like, okay, if you're an offensively heavy team and you're now turning into a little bit of ball stoppage, right? Well, that's also keeping the other team from having the ball.
Fair enough.
Right. So, like,
controlling the pace of the entire game.
100%. So I'm not saying I'm a fan of this, but if you have that element on your team, like trying to have a zebra change its stripes,
for sure.
Like anyone who thought DeMar DeRozan was coming here and going to play like Steph Curry, or Chris Paul,
right?
No, he's going to be DeMar DeRozan. Right. So you can't hope somebody turns into something that they're not.
Yeah, and I think that's why he could make sense in that backup spot. Maybe on the other side here, we can debate if we think they should consider having him come off the bench, but even just mainly having him run that second unit, whether he's a starter or not, it's like, hey, go play your brand. Like, we're going to feature you right now. I don't know what that means for Malik Monk and some of these other guys, but we can talk about what that might look like on the other side here. Brendan Nunez, Sean Cunningham here, filling in on the Alan Stiles Show, taking you up until noon. Feel free to let us know any thoughts that you have. 916-339-1140. Stay tuned here. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal, you should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Are you thinking about buying a new car? Well, maybe you're on the fence. Let me help you out. Kyle Draper here from Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. From the first time I stepped into the MP of Stockton showroom, I knew I made the right choice. I settled on the all-electric EQS SUV. It's comfortable, stylish, and most importantly, it's safe. Mercedes-Benz has the reputation of making the finest cars in the world. Now it's your turn to experience what I already know. Mercedes-Benz of Stockton is the best car buying experience you'll ever have. It's just a short drive down I-5 or anytime at mpofstockton.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Park 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
It's Kids Night at Stockton 99 Speedway, Saturday, September 20th, presented by your local Tractor Supply stores. Enjoy free games, prizes, and family fun, plus racing action from late models, legends, pure stocks, and more. Kids 10 and under are always free. Visit Stockton99.com for tickets and info.
KHD 1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sacramento's official home of the 49ers.
San Francisco.
Sacktown Sports, 1140. Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Wonderwall? No. Damn. Brendan Nunez and Sean Cunningham here.
That was maybe the funniest thing you've ever done.
I have no clue what's going on. Filling in on
The song is
Alex
called
Stiles
Live
show.
Forever. This is Oasis.
This is Oasis.
Yeah, Brennan. This might have topped. There was one time where Brennan was at Tom's Watch Bar, Sean, and he thought that Lotto was Sabrina Carpenter, but
No, there's no way. Like
Yeah,
that
wait,
couldn't have been me.
Hold on.
I don't think. I think that was not.
you
me,
had the
Kyle.
instrumental. It wasn't. Fortunately,
just like a song.
it was an
Okay.
instrumental. Fortunately, but
I was like, "There's no way."
Well, okay. I'm going to tell on myself here. My coworker Michelle Dapper. I forget where we were, and I couldn't hear it great. In my defense, but I heard the song and I go, "Oh yeah, who is this?" And she goes, "Isn't that Rihanna?" And I go, "No, it was Rihanna."
Damn.
And I'm a huge Rihanna.
The
fan.
Rihanna guy.
Yeah, I forgot that one.
You're that guy though, for sure. That like when we're out,
I have a shirt that says that guy.
well, yeah, that would make sense as well. But you're the one that's like, whose song is this?
Yeah.
Whose song is this?
Well, and that's the former radio guy in me. Like, you used to have people who could name tunes, and you could hear just the first couple bars of it, and you
Yeah.
could name it, right? I did a.
I've done that game. Like if you go,
Oh,
to,
I'm
if
sure
you do
you're
my
awful at
playlist.
it. I don't-
No, I'm great at it actually. If
For
you do
you-
if you go through like my playlist, my most listened songs, let's say, right?
How many you got on there? Like 20?
No, I have a ridiculous amount. I listen to a crazy amount of music.
Okay.
And I've done the game like with a friend where I'm like, okay, play me. You could barely hear any of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty freaking good at it. Not gonna lie. We can do it in a break.
The voice
we can do
went
it
up
in
a
a
little
break.
bit.
I'm pretty freaking good at it.
I was at a bar trivia last night, and I don't get to play as much as
You
I
do well?
want to. We took second place.
Wow.
Took a little $25 gift card
Oh,
from the
TFTI.
establishment. Very last minute. They have a segment where you go songs from the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s.
Okay.
I don't know how many that is, 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you get 15 seconds, which I think is generous. But you have to name the artist and the song, and
15 is a long time. Yeah.
nailed all of it. You know what killed me though, and of course it's the older stuff, because the new stuff
Cisco.
I'm just like rattling off, right? No, yeah, it was like no. To that point, it was She Works Hard for the Money. I couldn't remember it was Donna Summer. You don't even know who
I
Donna
wouldn't have got
Summer-
that.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't have got
probably
that.
never heard the
Yeah.
song. But I had at least familiar with the song. I just had no idea who it was.
No, yeah. All of my, like, if we're going older, outside of any sort of hip hop stuff, it's just like whatever I happen to find my dad's CDs, like he's a big Raiders guy. So I know a lot of AC/DC.
There you go.
I found his Cisco CD in his garage one time and I was like,
Wow.
what is this?
Little thong song going on.
Yeah. Don't. Great song.
Great song. Okay.
Absolutely a great one.
That's the song that you'd have to do at. You definitely have to do that one
At karaoke?
and
it's
I know
so
you have
funny.
a coworker who's done that at karaoke, by the way.
Oh, I have. I could guess right away. I'm assuming that this is Verlon.
Of course
it's Verlon.
Yeah, no question.
Yeah, there were no other options really. I would be down to join that group. We have gone to a karaoke bar. We went out in San Francisco when the Kings were in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
The one time.
Are we talking about this?
Well, there's nothing crazy to talk about,
Okay,
but
good.
I'm just sharing my perspective on this, right?
Yes.
I didn't even hear your performance actually. I left before
It
that,
was
if you
phenomenal.
remember.
Brought the house down.
It was later in the night, so I was ready to go home. But I was there, and I have never done like public karaoke or anything. But I was so like I wanted to do it, but I couldn't for the life of me figure out what song I would even possibly do. And since that day, I've made a playlist. And I've added songs only that I'm
Strictly
like
for karaoke.
strictly where I'm
Look
like,
at the
I think I could do
dedication.
this.
Wow.
But yeah. So in my
Well-
mind, the next time we go out, how it's always gone, I played this out of my mind, right? Is you're like, oh, are you going to do it? I'm like, yeah, pick a song.
Oh, you want so that's what is it, like suicide karaoke? I think we've done. I would go out, get a bunch of people together.
Well,
and obviously,
yeah.
and you'd pick
Not gonna
songs
tell
for
me.
people. Now again, the songs are on the
Yeah.
on the word, the lyrics are on the screen, so that helps. But like,
Well, I have to know the song.
do you know the Divinals?
No.
There's a song called "I Touch Myself."
Okay.
And so I make sure to
Okay.
pick that for a buddy of mine. Yeah.
Yeah,
it
sure.
worked. No, but look, all it is participation points. That's all you get. Just participate.
No, for sure. For sure. I remember somebody did Dreams and Nightmares by Meek Mill.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That was great.
Skater
That
Boy. You
was
could do
great.
Skater Boy.
Sure.
You don't even know who Avril
No,
Lavigne
I
is.
do.
Okay.
I do.
You're gonna disappoint me.
I do. I could do that.
I wouldn't have known that was Avril Lavigne.
Wow.
I think I would have got there. I think I would have got there with that one. Yeah.
You're doing it in your head right now.
I am.
You're figuring out how you're gonna get there.
You don't need stage performance. Just get up there and just.
Well,
get up
yes,
there and
I do.
it.
No, Sean.
Okay.
Can you not tell? I've thought about this.
He's got standards.
In
Sean.
my mind, I want the crowd to want an encore. Like, you think I'm standing still? I'm moving around. I'm pointing at people.
Are you walking through the crowd?
Oh, that's a great idea.
That's a move. That's a smart move.
That's
you have to go where because there's some places that are a little sleepier than others, like where you kind of got to know your venue a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun.
Who do you think on the Kings would be best karaoke?
Malik Monk.
Malik?
Hell yeah.
Have you heard it at all?
No, but what about? Let me give a little bit more thought. How about
second pick?
I think honestly, with the personality that I've seen from the two rookies,
Max.
Yeah. Reno and even probably Nick too.
Okay.
You know, I like the personalities there.
I could see that. Are we going to hear any German music with Dennis? Like, I don't know if we ever heard any Lithuanian music.
No.
I don't think we have, right?
Domas has been at Bottle Rock, though.
That's right. You've seen him out there. I think Kevin Herter's been out there.
He's been out
previously.
Vladdy would go out, especially when the Chili Peppers were out there. Vladdy's a huge Chili Peppers guy.
Yeah.
What song do we think Keegan's singing?
Keegan apparently only listens to Rod Wave.
That's it.
That's okay. I know he's a Rod Wave guy, but that's just his only.
They have said that he legit only listens to Rod Wave. And from my experience, people that like Rod Wave are like all about it. Either you love Rod Wave or just don't have strong feelings.
Okay. We had him on the show and he mentioned God, what was the song that he loved? Anyways, but he mentioned like that was his favorite song. I didn't realize that it's like only the Rod Wave catalog is his entire playlist.
I'm gonna have to go back and find it. Yeah, because I like me a couple Rod Wave songs. Not as much as Keegan, that's for sure, but I like me a couple for
What's
sure.
his biggest hit?
Sorry, it was a Dark Conversations.
Oh yeah, okay.
That was Keegan's favorite song. I think
his biggest hit is Hard on Ice. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but or else I would do it for you. I'd do a little Kyle, a little presentation right now, performance. Yeah, you probably know that one. That one blew up because he was doing one of those like shows where it was essentially he did it like a cappella and it all blew up off some random video. But anyways, I don't know what DeMar would necessarily be doing in any sort of karaoke thing.
It's from West, Compton, South Central.
Kendrick obviously 100%. Is going to be in rotation there.
Zach probably as well. Spires. I mean, I know he's a Washington kid, but also so much influence in LA.
Yeah,
he'd probably very much lean that way.
Zach and DeMar seem very similar in many ways.
Do you agree with that? I would think so, right?
Similar, yeah. I think similar in taste, but definitely some different personalities and such. But
definitely both West Coast guys.
Yeah,
like very much so.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be tough. I mean, with Trey Lyle's gone now, we don't have no more book club. That was a fun thing to kind of keep up with because he'd always have his book with him. And for a guy who was a little reluctant to speak to media anyway, it was fun to like use that to kind of bridge the gap.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I did really like Trey though. Like Trey was fun to talk to. Trey really pulled at the heartstrings successfully. I don't think he was just like playing a game or anything, but a couple off seasons ago when he had first came over to Sacramento and it eventually was what led to him re-signing for the 2 years. But he talked about how like he didn't even build relationships with teammates in previous places because he was just waiting to get traded essentially, or waiting to go somewhere else. And so he was glad to have like found a home a little bit in Sacramento. But I feel for him a little bit because last year went to total crap and like all the guys that he was seemingly close with, right? The ones where he's talking about like building relationships, it seemed like he was pretty close with De'Aaron.
Yeah.
And had a decent relationship with Mike to some extent there. And now all that out the window. Now you're going over and playing it for, hey, and Real Madrid's not nothing. Real Madrid is a really, really good team.
They got Campazzo, Facundo Campazzo's there.
I think Bruno Fernando's over there too. A couple different guys.
Yeah, we looked this up. There's like Mario Hezonja.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Remember the Kings were interested in him back in the day.
Draft
yeah, but even a little bit in free agency as well.
Okay.
Vlade
he was a Scott Perry pick.
Was he?
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I think
that could be further.
Yeah. I remember too, with Trey, I wonder how much, because he participated in national team with Canada the year before. I wonder how much that kind of took things away from it. Because not to say that these guys are all hanging out in the summertime, but there are certain summer activities, and he missed some of them. And then he comes back and he, stumbles out of the gate because he's got a calf injury.
Yeah.
So I think,
and that calf seemed to linger.
Right. And obviously, Canada didn't go as, they were, if you're going into the Olympics last year, they were damn near the favorite, right? They fall short. Trey didn't get featured a lot on. I mean, you think it's just the confidence and the mentality of someone like him, and using that as motivation. I just feel like there might have been a little bit of a letdown there, but I also know for a guy who read a lot, it felt like he always kept Rick Rubin's book around him so much. And I wanted to ask, like, are you struggling to get through that book because you've had it for almost a year?
I have seen that one on him a lot. Enough that at some point I looked it up. I'm like, what is this book? You know, and
Rick Rubin's an interesting dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was the first, or it was part of his book club, right? When he did, because he did it with fans, right? He did like
he did that, but I also think, I mean, that became like a thing, but certainly on his own, like he was doing a lot of stuff reading. I mean, he was burning through books. But, you know,
he always had a book on him.
He was able to do it, and that was his kind of escape. I think music was a little bit there as well, but certainly,
you know, the type of music for Trey,
it was all over the place.
Okay.
I asked him one time like what he was listening to.
Yeah,
and it was. One of them was very R&B.
Okay.
But
I
another
could see
one was
R&B.
top 40. So
yeah, I could see some slower like R&B, a little jazz in the background while he's reading his book.
I will say this. I think I said in the last break. I didn't expect. You know, there's this. Kings fans would know this. Guys that leave the Kings, and then they're out of the league. It's not like they go to other teams,
right?
Like, and so you're just keeping up on how many guys leave, and then they're out of the
point
league.
Being like, hey, you probably shouldn't have been in the league.
Well, for me, I look, I didn't think Trey Lyles would be out of the league.
I didn't either.
Like, I thought he would have maybe not an NBA home per se, but like he would have another spot to land to help a team.
I kind of thought the Knicks would be perfect.
That's an interesting idea.
Because they only have like 12 players on the roster.
He was, rotationally, it was interesting with Mike. Like, Trey seemed on the fringe a little bit, right? And was, for stretches, he was a staple, especially like that backup five once they discovered that and we're rolling with that a little bit. But then there were other moments where it's like, oh, just haven't seen Trey for a little while, you know? And so, like you said, I'm surprised that he ends up going overseas. I wonder, you know, what his thought was there. I think it's also, if I'm in these guys' shoes, you know, which I'm not and never will be, I think there's an aspect of like, hey, it's probably just kind of fun to go overseas as well. Like if you're at this point in your career with Trey and it's like, maybe he did have NBA offers and just thought that I'd rather go in this direction, you know? So,
and there are guys that do that. I
Yeah.
mean, if someone going to overseas doesn't mean that they didn't have an opportunity.
Right.
Yeah, that's important to point out. But I thought because of what he could somewhat do when right, a little undersized, obviously, but
even like back to Denver or something.
I mean, you mentioned Boston a couple breaks ago, like even losing Tatum, not to say that he's going to come in and play Jason Tatum role, but
Phoenix needs some depth.
Yeah.
I see. And then the other one, Mason Jones, who I personally really like. Mason Jones. Jones is a super fun guy to cover, great personality, and a cool story too, because there was seemingly like there were some personality questions like really early in his career. And I think he heard that. And I honestly don't know the extent of how true those necessarily were, but he heard that and like full pivoted in the other direction and was like, I'm going to be a very vocal, like locker room leader. He's almost like the Liddy committee on the sideline, right? For the bench. But great energy. And to the point, like he also was developing his game. He's been in the Kings system for a while, growing him into a little bit more of a point guard. I think he developed that pretty well last year. He wins G League Finals MVP, but no more two-way eligibility and still just kind of being on that fringe where, what do they call it? A 4A player, right? Where you're just probably too good for the G League, but not quite NBA caliber.
Well, you just have to
now
find
he goes
the
over
right
to the
fit.
NBL.
You just got to find the right. I mean, guys, I say it a lot. Guys can be products of their environment. And to your point, like, yes, there was the behavioral thing, right? There was the little quirks that he may have dealt with coming out of Arkansas. But then he goes to Europe, and in talking to him, like Kings fans remember him coming with the bleached hair, and I was kind of talking to him a little bit about that. But it's like that's where he kind of found himself. That's where he did his most growing up, was having to go to Europe, play there, kind of realize what it was like to be a professional basketball player, come back to the States, find an opportunity with Sacramento, and then what does he have to do? He drops a ton of weight. He completely redesigned his entire physique.
Year 1 to year 2 is crazy.
Right. And he's still obviously on that plan. He's very, very passionate about the yoga and all the stuff that he does. It's crazy.
5 a.m. yoga every day on his Instagram.
Yeah. And so, I mean, kudos to him, because even last year, you mentioned MVP, you lead your team for even the year before that. They led them deep in the playoffs, had the best record in the G League practically.
And the year prior.
They
just kind of kept blowing it.
Right. Yeah, get bounced in those single elimination games. But then, like, it culminates with him winning a championship. What's he doing that year, this past year, after winning a championship? In the same season of winning a championship, being this MVP, also gets his Harvard MBA.
Oh, yeah.
In business school. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Because he's seeing life beyond basketball at that point. He's like, all right, I'm going to treat it like college. I'm going to do it. But Harvard MBA is crazy. And then now he's still got an opportunity to go to Perth.
Yeah.
Go to Australia. That's wild.
Hey, and, we mentioned EuroLeague being pretty high level of play. Obviously, nothing's the NBA, but I think that NBL and the EuroLeague they're really not that far. And you're seeing the NBA be so talented where these fringe guys like not making it is populating more of these other leagues, obviously. So over there going to be on the Perth Wildcats.
Is that the same team? If you have their roster.
I do. I'm looking at it right now.
Is Elijah Pepper on that team? Yes. UC Davis. UC Davis kid who lit it up over there. I mean, the kid is phenomenal scorer, shooter, all these things. And yeah, he played at UC Davis, Australian kid.
I think he's like the conference all-time leading scorer.
It's wild. Yeah.
We also have Dylan Windler.
Not so familiar with Dylan.
He was a first-round pick for the Cavaliers a few years ago, but then was hurt a bunch.
Where did he go to college?
That's a good question. I don't
I have
remember
no
off
idea.
the top of my head. Let's find this real quick. He went to Belmont.
That's why. So he probably went deep. He probably was part of that.
He was the 26th.
He's probably that tournament. That tournament team in Belmont.
Probably
kind of went third round, I believe.
Something like that.
A little bit of the upset guys.
Yeah. But then he was injured a lot. I know they were pretty excited about him initially. I didn't know that he made it over to Perth.
Wow. So he was the guy who was supposed to keep LeBron in Cleveland.
Yeah. There you go.
His fault.
Yeah. Mason Jones does not have a picture yet. They just got a little silhouette
He just
going.
got there, man.
Hey, there's a lot of pictures of him, man. Just saying.
NBA photos, licensed photos. You can't just throw one up there.
That's true.
I guess this team is also cooking. They won like 5 championships in 7 years in the 2010s.
Damn. Good for them. They have a guy named Sunday. First name Sunday.
Here's another one, and I might be getting this wrong. Maybe if you've got the computer in front of you.
Yeah.
Kevin Martin, the former King, actually has ownership in a team or part of the league. I'm not sure which, but he's very involved with the
Bullets.
Is it
the
Bullets?
Brisbane Bullets?
Okay,
he's a majority owner.
Yeah. How about that?
Huh.
Where are they now, Kevin Martin?
Brisbane Bullets roster. Here we go.
See what the roster's looking like?
Yep, we got to see if Kevin Martin is getting this done or not.
Any NBA talent? Oh, does he have any input?
Javon Freeman Liberty. Is that not the hook shot guard? The skyhook point guard?
Yes.
I think he is.
think it is.
He's one of my favorite summer league watches.
Oh my gosh.
They made it to the NBL finals in 2019.
See there?
Okay.
That might have been before his ownership though. Because I feel like I talked to him on a Zoom not long ago, maybe a little over a year ago.
Yeah. Javon Freeman Liberty is looking like the one that I recognize. Jack Purchase. Purchase is a great name.
Yeah.
This makes me think, I was talking to my mom about how funny some college football names are.
Well,
and I went on like a whole rabbit hole because, I know what you're talking about. Probably you're talking about Noah. We don't need to talk about Noah.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about Noah. But
go ahead.
Quarterback, General Booty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great name. Absolutely great name.
Anytime there's
The Realist Clark.
Yeah.
The Realist. Amazing.
Incredible.
A great name.
You can't suck if your name's
No,
Realist.
you cannot.
So I was at a thing with Brent Rooker of the A's. He was doing a thing with kids the other day, or a couple weeks ago, and I was interviewing him and talking about like, oh, do you know, have you ever done a camp like this before, or anything with these kids? Like, where does it kind of come from? And have you done anything when you were a kid? And he comes from, I think, the St. Louis area, and he was kind of talking about the Cardinal stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. And he talks about Stubby Clapp.
Stubby Clapp,
which I remember because he'd come through as a AAA player, and I think it was like with Memphis, the Redbirds or something like that. And that's a name you just do not forget.
No, you do not.
Stubby Clapp.
Stubby Clapp.
Yeah, and I think there's 2 P's on Clapp. If you're looking it up.
I'm not. I'm looking up funniest college football names. Actually, we're sticking with this.
Do you know the one about Jackson Dart?
No.
So he has a brother. Well, first of all, Jackson Dart, great college football name. Now with the Giants. His brother's name is Diesel.
Nice.
Diesel Dart.
Diesel Dart. That's crazy. It's like Cannon Curry. You better be good at something.
Oh, you better. Or you got to be like what if he goes in like the
He'd
boxing?
be a quarterback.
Well, he goes to boxing.
Yeah.
Just beat the hell
Why
out
not?
of people.
He's gonna be a golfer.
Oh, first of all, by the way, little do you know, because I'm always tying it into local stuff, right? So Steph Curry and the Under Armour brand have a golf kind of opportunity for kids, right? And you can go off and win these. They have tournaments and everything, but it's the underrated tour, right? And so two of them, there's a boy and a girl, both from Elk Grove, who are part of it. Jaden Lizama is one of them, and he ended up kind of winning one of them. He's going off to, I forget wherever this final thing is taking place, but opportunity through the Curry brand as well. And then this other, it's a 16-year-old girl named Gianna Singh, Gianna named after Kobe's daughter, because the parents worshipped Kobe Bryant, and both of them getting opportunities through that. And they're just a lot of golf here in the Sacramento.
A lot of
area.
golf.
Yeah, man.
A lot of golf going on. You're tapped into everything.
It's
man.
crazy because like Steph Curry doing more for golf, when you think about it, like doing so much more for golf than like, think of just modern, like who's out there doing so much for golf for the youth? Like you get all these, they're on the forefront of, like, Tiger Woods might have some academy or whatever. And like, you just don't really hear much about it, but Steph, who loves golf, comes from the NBA world, wins a tournament in Tahoe, like the biggest celebrity tournament there is, and doing so much more for golf and younger kids.
Yeah, I think with youth specifically, there's not very much, like, it's not cool, right? Like it's more of like a prestigious thing, I guess. And yeah, I can tell you, like, I never had a desire to really golf much growing up, to be honest. Not till I got like around, within the last couple of years, where I'm like, I wish I kind of knew how to swing these things a little bit, and everybody's like, well, nobody knows what they're doing. I'm like, well, I like a full extent of that.
How much of it was you going to Top Golf and you're like, I like this?
No, I mean, like, no, I want the spend the day, chill. It's less about like actually swinging the club.
Yeah.
And like, I know I'm going to get super competitive because I'm ridiculously competitive. I'm going to get pissed off at some point. Right. But it's more about just like spending the day in the vibe of everything. At least that's what everybody hypes up.
It's great. My only thing is, like, who's got 6 hours to dedicate to a round?
Not you.
No, hell no.
You're talking to every athlete or anybody that even resembles an athlete in Sacramento. Yeah. Too busy out here. Memorable factor plays at Duke.
Wow, that's a name.
Apparently,
I'm a Duke fan. I don't even know that. He's on the basketball team.
No,
this football team.
This is all college football.
Memorable factor. Factor isn't even a name I've ever like. Hey, Mr. Factor, how are you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
that's not a last name I've ever encountered.
Never thought of that. Have you ever heard that, like, apparently this is going a lot of ways, I guess, but that like last names originated from whatever the job was, whatever your job was.
Workman.
Yeah, like that carpenter,
Yeah.
That apparently this is a thing. And I have no clue like what a Nunes would have done. It must be something in Portugal. I don't know. What is it like? You guys were working with meat? Sean Cunningham?
Yeah, you're very, I don't know. Or cunning is sly, right?
Uh-huh.
So you were stealing meat.
Take a lap, Kyle. Take a lap. That's crazy.
There's a lot of ways this could go. We don't know what you were doing with meat. We'll figure it out here. We got to get to a break, right, Kyle? We're going to head to the other side here. And we'll throw some more names at you here on the other side. We got Rowdy Beers, Pig Cage. We got plenty of good college football names to go. And we're going to talk about if DeMar DeRozan should come off the bench for the Sacramento Kings team. I think we can finally
get into that.
Around to that.
We get into it?
Yeah, we might get around to that conversation. We'll see. Brendan Nunes, Sean Cunningham here filling in for Alan Stiles. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
What is your next success story? At University of Maryland Global Campus, you can succeed again with more than 135 affordable online degrees and certificates to help you move your career forward. From cybersecurity and AI to healthcare and MBA, our programs help you build critical thinking, leadership, and communication skills that set you apart in today's job market. Designed for working adults focused on the future. Classes start September 17th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Listen to the 49er Rewind daily, brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, the official pizza of the 49ers. Mountain Mike's Pizza, pizza the way it ought to be.
Hey everybody, it's Kyle Draper for Bell Brothers, the no surprise guys. Right now is the perfect time to upgrade your heating and cooling system. They offer $2,500 off. Plus, if you get a new system, they'll throw in a free 50-gallon water heater. They handle all your heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. Bell Brothers, the no surprise guys. Visit nosurpriseguys.com.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Part 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Feel the earth shake at the Fall National Truck and Tractor Bowl, Saturday, September 13th at Stockton Dirt Track. Massive machines, raw horsepower, and dirt slinging action. Tickets start at just $15. Visit StocktonDirtTrack.com for tickets and info. Don't miss the action.
Hello, Sacramento. I'm Emran Pilati, owner of True Sports Cards and Collectible Store here in Rockland, California, and the host of the True Sports Cards Show that airs right here on Sacktown Sports 1140 every Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m., where we discuss the latest trends, hottest products, and deliver exclusive interviews with other industry leaders. And don't forget to visit our shop, True Sports Cards, at 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland and see what we have for all your sports card and memorabilia needs.
With football in the air, fall is almost here. Time to start thinking about the cooler weather ahead and whether your heater will be able to get you through the winter. Our heater fell apart last winter, so who did we call? Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating. We wanted somebody we could trust to do the job right and deliver great value, and Lee's came through. Check them out at leesair.com. Lee's Air Plumbing and Heating has built a reputation as the leading HVAC company in Sacramento. We've got a new HVAC system that works great, saves us money month to month. Find out how they can help you at leesair.com. License number 635355.
Live and local, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
We were looking at the weirdest college football names out here. Brendan Nunez and Sean Cunningham. Those are not some of the weird names. That is myself and a guy sitting across the way from me here.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who?
I don't know.
Beats me.
Getting that down. I think the one that managed to pique our interest the most during that last break was Dude Person.
Yeah, Dude Person.
You did some solid research here. There's a Dude Wipes ads.
He had, in the age of NIL, you can do some pretty cool endorsements, and yeah, he as he should, endorsing Dude Wipes.
Dude Person.
And he said it was Dude approved.
Dude approved.
With sound effects.
And on his Instagram, if you go to his Instagram, he's standing out front of a Walmart, and so I suggested like go take a look at it. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, he does a good job with it. Yeah, Dude, but his I guess Dude is the nickname, but Rontavious.
What a weird nickname
to go by Dude. If your last name's Person, that's
but just like everybody like, hey dude, that's not a nickname. That's just saying, what's up, dude?
Looks like a dude though. He's been on several different. I mean, Northwest Mississippi Community College. I think he's on University.
If you told me your name was Dude, it almost would feel like you don't have a name. Like, what's up, dude? That doesn't sound like I'm calling you by your name.
You could call it to anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think he's offended? Like if I went and said, "What's up, dude?" to somebody else, he's like,
"Hey, that's my
yeah,
name."
Yeah.
Or he turns around. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were talking to me.
Oh, he's a person too. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, he's also a person.
Yeah.
With the last name Person.
Yeah. There's a lot of dudes and a lot of persons.
Yeah.
But there's only one dude
There's
person.
only one dude person
There's
that plays
only one.
defensive back for several colleges. And
There
ends
is.
up at Central
Wait, so he's transferring into Central Arkansas?
This I do not know. I am unaware. All I know is that General Booty is on Monroe. That's all I got.
He's no Stubby Clap.
Stuffy Clap, also a great name. Well, I don't know if Dude Person can play the 4, but the Kings might need him to a little bit.
Dude
Or-
Person only 5'10", unfortunately.
Yeah, not going to be playing the 4. Not going to be playing much basketball. out there.
5'10", 185.
So he really is like just a dude for basketball.
I remember there was an IndyCar driver. He might still be doing it, named Will Power.
Okay. That's
if my name is Will Power, I'm probably going by William.
What?
Just
Like,
because.
I think it's cool.
Will Power.
Like
And
Willie.
There was a guy from Manteca. He was a racer for I don't know, it was NASCAR or whatever, but Scott Speed.
Okay.
And if your last name is Speed, I think you
Speed's
have
a good
to
one.
be fast.
Yeah.
You can't be like 400 pounds and your last name is Speed.
Yeah. What's the name you just said before? Not the speed one, but the one.
Willpower?
Willpower. Do you think he like? I'd like to imagine that he just doesn't have very good self-control. You know, that he's a little bit of a mess, actually.
Yeah. He's a little hypochondriac.
Right,
just like
right.
out there doing the most. I don't know.
Yeah. Doesn't have much willpower. Doesn't have much willpower.
Yeah. That puts I think the preconceived notion about who you are as a person would be very high.
Yeah. First impressions are out the window. Yeah. Like that's before you even meet them. Like your name is Dude Person? Your name is Willpower? What are we talking about here?
Definitely wouldn't come to race cars. I wouldn't.
No.
think of race cars.
No. I would not think Dude Person is a football player. Dude Person sounds like a comedian.
Dude Person sounds like I think it's doing the fighting game. Like you can be called anything. So
Yeah.
I think you're a boxer.
Like he'd be fighting Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre wasn't a boxer though.
I don't know. It's like a rare movie reference I thought I could make.
Speaking of which, did you see the Floyd Mayweather Mike Tyson exhibition fight? First of all, exhibition fights are stupid.
I
They
saw
need
the
to
talk
stop
leading
these.
up to it. I didn't know it already happened.
Nobody wants to see Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. That's like that's like a Chihuahua going up against a pit bull or a bull mastiff. Or
So it
whatever they are.
went how you would think.
What do you mean?
Like,
what do I think would happen?
No, I'm saying it went how you would have thought.
It hasn't happened.
Oh, I thought you were saying it.
No,
Did.
it's
Okay,
been
okay,
announced.
okay.
Like it's coming up.
Gotcha.
But who's sitting there going, God, I really want to see Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather.
Wasn't Mike Tyson just in the hospital?
He had something going on. I forget what it was before the Jake Paul fight.
Mm-hmm.
And then he lost that.
And he looked horrible.
Well, I mean, he's 60 years old, bro.
Yeah.
Like what
63.
Yeah. What are you trying to do?
Well, I'm just saying.
He looked
like,
horrible.
Well, I don't mean like I
And the
just
most-
mean relative to the sport.
And the most memorable part was when he showed his
Yes, I was gonna say
backside.
that too.
Yeah.
His general booty.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a great pull by you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Take a bow.
Thank you. Thank you.
If somebody walked up to me and I'd never met them before and they held out their hand and said General Booty, not going to be able to contain myself.
Right away, it's like those FBI shirts that's like FBI doesn't actually mean Federal Bureau Agency. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Where like those
Yeah, the
dudes are
body-
wearing that sort of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it sounds like a bad like frat attempt at a trick.
Totally.
Like I go by General Booty because that's what I do. You know?
Mhm.
No, like yeah, I'm just General. You better
That's like
refer to me that way.
You would name that like in you're creating your Madden character.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. My favorite created character I've ever made. This
Oh,
is
here
so
we go.
random.
Is
Made me
this
think of
story
this.
gonna take
Is
long?
no, I made a character named Flowing Water. I went Native American route and decided that they were just the worst person ever. And so now it's like my favorite thing in games. I don't know why I'm like sharing an inside joke with a friend of mine, but now all the time when we see a bad person, me and my friend are like, oh, Flowing Water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
So you're welcome.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Might get some hate mail for that one.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe not my greatest.
Not your greatest.
I mean, we just get creative with names.
It's just
Clearly, names can go in a lot of different directions. Okay.
It's just the two of us here, you know?
Yeah. Just us. Just us.
Not like you're on the radio.
By the way, this is a point for General Booty. If for some reason he decided he didn't want to go by General Booty anymore, his parents didn't do him many favors because his middle name is Axel.
Axel. I don't know, like, what you would. Your last name's Booty. What are you naming your son?
Well, John David, that was a quarterback, right? Wasn't he USC, John David Booty?
Sure.
Yeah, this is his nephew.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, keeping it in the family.
What do you know?
There you go.
The Booties.
I didn't know that. The more you
Yeah.
know.
All right. Well, I guess we should talk about the Sacramento Kings a little
General
bit more.
Booty
Sean.
should meet General Soreness.
He should. That's a great pull. That's a great pull. General Soreness is hilarious. That people making that into a thing.
Yeah.
The pictures were so good. Anybody unaware, we're talking about Jimmy Butler. This is where he was holding out for. This is when he was on Miami.
Yeah.
Right? Or no, this is Minnesota.
What was it? No, I thought it was Miami.
I think it's Minnesota, and then it General Soreness has existed, that it keeps up in Miami. But I think it was Minnesota. He decided he wasn't going to be playing, and he was listed out for General Soreness. And people took that and made pictures of him dressed up as a general, and now he is General Soreness.
The internet is undefeated.
Internet is a great place. Great place. Yeah, I guess we should talk a little bit of Kings here as well, Sean, before we get out of here at noon, and Jose will be taking over for the final 2 hours before Drive Guys hop in here at 2:00. But we were talking earlier about the idea of the lack of forward depth that this Kings team may have, how they could go about playing a little bit smaller, specifically kind of being forced to do so with this roster, and where DeMar DeRozan fits into all of this. There's been some people throwing out the idea of hey, if they got Russell Westbrook, or if they got Jonathan Kuminga, does that mean that DeRozan's coming off the bench? Or is there a world where, in your shoes, would you consider moving DeMar to the bench now? Or how would you go about your rotation, I guess, for these guys?
I'm going to preface no matter what I say with this.
Yep.
I don't think there's any way you can construct your pieces on this roster that's going to equal more wins.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
At all?
No. Yes,
just because there's no cohesion, you're not going to find it.
Right. I think they are what they are. You're going to play your best players. And so whether you're starting somebody coming off the bench, I just don't think either mechanisms of trying to formulate something like it's as simple as I found 5 more wins because I'm bringing DeMar DeRozan off the bench.
Right.
Whether that happens or not. And I kind of say the same thing in previous years when people were like, oh, Malik Monk needs to start. And to me, it just does not matter because they're going to get starters minutes. So for me, that doesn't matter. But would I start DeMar DeRozan now on this roster as it's currently made up? Yeah, I probably would. Now, if Jonathan Kuminga enters the chat, enters the Sacramento Kings, which I don't think is going to happen, but let's just, for the sake of argument, see if it does.
Right.
Then yeah, I would go to DeMar DeRozan and say, guess what? You're coming off the bench. Because now, much like the conversation we had about 30 minutes or so ago about having a roster constructed to develop a younger player, Jonathan Kuminga becomes one of those players that you are now in the development for. You need this person. You went all in on this person because you see star potential. All in, obviously, with quotations around it, because I don't think that's a type of move you make that shows that you went all in. But putting this type of player on the Kings, you see potential beyond what he currently is, and think that could be an all-star one day. Right. So yes,
and DeMar is kind of temporary.
He's on the end
now.
of his career.
Yeah.
Right. He can still be very effective. He can still help you win games. He can do everything for you in the present, and he will be rewarded as such. He would give plenty of playing time.
Right. But reality is, they're shopping him.
Right.
And they've been shopping him.
Yes. And if you can find a better situation for him and that also benefits you, you'll make that move, but he's easier to, because of his expiring contract and because of the fact that not all of his money is guaranteed for next year, there are going to be people that are going to covet that cap hold, if you will. Right.
Getting an expiring deal
versus somebody like Zach LaVine, where it's a tougher piece to move because of the percentage of cap room. That's all a long-winded way of saying, no, I think as currently constructed, I'm probably starting DeMar DeRozan. There's no reason to put him off the bench. There's nobody, in my opinion, that's going to be better as a starter than what you have currently. Now, maybe the ebbs and flows of the season circumstances, that changes. But I think currently,
the idea people would point to Keon, right? And be like, stylistically, let's put a guy that, needs the ball less, essentially. And then you can have DeMar run the second unit more.
They're still going to end up playing with each other a
100%.
lot, though. And the tough part is Keon Ellis is not a good ball handler. He's not a point guard.
Right.
And DeMar DeRozan is a better ball handler and a better athlete, better player with the ball.
Yeah. There were times where Keon literally couldn't bring the ball across half court, to be honest.
It's his kryptonite.
It is. That is the thing that is currently why he's not like Alex Cruz.
Right.
Need more offensive versatility a little bit there, which could happen. He's fairly young, so we'll see. We got to get to a break here. TC, I see you. Missed you. You might have been sitting there for a sec. My apologies. We're going to get to you on the other side here. Brendan Nunez, Sean Cunningham filling in for the Alan Stiles show here on Sacktown Sports, 1140.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's happening for Chrysler's Drive into Fall sales event?
Just like falling leaves, prices are falling at Hoblet. Right now, you can save up to $14,000 off MSRP on new Ram 1500 crew cabs. That's $14,000 off Motor Trend's 2025 Truck of the Year. Plus, with nearly 500 Rams available, whatever truck you need, Hoblet has it.
Well, that's got to be some of the best savings of the year on Rams, but what if I'm looking for something different?
You need to check out the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Super Center with nearly 200 vehicles available and 55 under $20,000.
Experience the Hoblet difference. Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
14,000 total net savings on select new Ram 1500 Bighorns after 8162 factory rebates and 5838 dealer discount. Rebates include 5816, get 10% below MSRP, 2000 SFS bonus cash, must finance with Stellantis, 500 on-the-job upfit, must show eligible upfit. 3 this net savings, sample VIN 772979. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Greg Papa. Disasters hit every day. If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting their focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
University of Maryland Global Campus offers more than 55 flexible online certificates that provide short-term credentials and real-world skills you can use immediately. With a range of affordable undergraduate and graduate certificates in high-demand fields like business, AI, cybersecurity, data analytics, and healthcare, you can earn credentials quickly to help advance your career. Learn more at umgc.edu. That's umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Truck Month is on at Elk Grove Chevy with 9,000 savings off MSRP. Every new 2025 Silverado 1500 diesel and 6.2-liter in stock after all rebates. And Elk Grove Chevy has one of the largest selections in the Sacramento area. 9,000 off new Silverado exclusively at the Elk Grove Chevy Silverado Super Center. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MegaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Includes 1,000 consumer cash and GM bonus cash, 1,000 Chevy trade assist. Must trade in 2011 Chevy car. Truck not available with special finance and lease in some of the offers. Ends 9/30/25.
Made a great deal of Meda.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Park 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
At Big O Tires, now through September 28th, get $40 to $60 in rebate savings on sets of 4 Michelin tires. Plus, Big O Tires will match up to $60 in instant savings. Installation required, disposal fees extra, not good with other offers. See Big O dealer for details.
It's Kids Night at Stockton 99 Speedway, Saturday, September 20th, presented by your local Tractor Supply stores. Enjoy free games, prizes, and family fun, plus racing action from late models, legends, pure stocks, and more. Kids 10 and under are always free. Visit Stockton99.com for tickets and info.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
Hey, I didn't do it very well. I tried. Brendan Nunez, Sean Cunningham here.
Was that an Allen impression?
No, it's the song here. This is Big X the plug.
Big X.
Yes. Hey.
Forgot about that.
That one was a little better.
The second one was way better. You got one, Sean?
Hey.
No,
that was not it. Jeez. Hey.
Is that you?
That was him. That was Kyle.
That was you, Kyle? That sounded great. That sounded great. I thought you played his audio, to be honest. That's why I asked.
Hey.
I don't know how your voice is changing. That's crazy to me. You're pretty good at that. We are here. We got TC here on the line. TC, what is up, man? How you doing? Thanks for calling in. What do you want to talk about?
Man, I got something on the Kings. Really, I want to say what's up to you and Sean. What's up, bros?
What's up,
What's
sir?
up, man? Appreciate you.
How are you?
I'm all right, just vibing. So I brought this to the line before, but I'm gonna come right back to it, right? So if we're talking about trades, I'm going back to that Laker. I gave it to Al and them the other day, but I'm gonna ask you two guys. Really think about this. So I got Devin Carter, DeMar DeRozan, and the boy Plow, our two-way guy, going to LA for Rui and Vanderbilt.
Okay, walk me through that again. Devin Carter, Plowden.
Devin Carter,
DeRozan.
Plowden, and DeRozan going to LA, right? Because now you get 2 6'8" guys wing help. You want to talk about the offense? Well, both those guys together can make up to 20 points. They're both good rebounders, and we got defense. If we're talking about establishing a culture, defensive-minded grittiness, those two guys fit, and they're young enough. Also, you get rid of Plow, who was stated at a guard spot. Also, Devin Carter. Now you can free up that spot for Russell Westbrook.
I would say this. I don't think the Lakers would do that. I don't think they want to bring in a ball stopper like DeRozan and pair him with another ball stopper like Luka Doncic.
Yeah, I just don't like that fit.
I just don't think offensively that works, and I don't think it. I think with someone like Hashimura, I mean, we're talking about Rui Hashimura, right? Yeah. I think he's a more productive player. In that situation for the Lakers, he adds a ton of length. And Vanderbilt, when healthy, I'm not his biggest fan, but I just don't see the Lakers biting on that one with respect.
I'm probably the same, and I think the other side of that is it makes sense for the Kings. Right. Rui, Vando, we're talking about they need 4. They need a backup 4 or really any forwards on this team. Yeah. That's 2 right there. And to your point with Vando, I don't know. I like Vando. I like defensive players. I tend to, but I've gotten beaten by that a couple times because I'm like, wow, this guy just can't play offense, huh? And Vando falls into that a little bit sometimes. Robert Woodard was my real learning moment.
You need to assess that one.
Well, to be honest, though, that was before I got in the building. And I will tell you, the first practice I went to, I saw Robert Woodard alone shooting threes, and I was like, oh, no.
That's because you looked at him and you're like, wow, this guy's put together. Well, he looks like he should be a defensive end.
He moved well.
But unfortunately, he was drafted to play basketball. And not a strong suit. So,
I wonder what he's up to.
Yeah, TC. I think I like where he's thinking though.
I do like the idea, and it's DeMar staying on the West Coast, which feels fairly realistic. Right. But I see how the Lakers probably wouldn't be a great fit for him. But if you went down the list, I guess the Clippers aren't really a good fit for him either.
I don't think now. I think I could have
after Brad Beal.
I could have pictured a world before Bradley Beal and before maybe some of the other moves that they have. I don't see that one.
Is there other places that make sense to you? Like Miami gets brought up a lot.
Phoenix is so wide open and they're terrible. So if he just wants to go and get buckets and play with Devin Booker, maybe sure, I could see that. But ones that actually make sense where he could contribute or be like a missing piece, so to speak.
Denver.
Well, and again, how important is playing on the West Coast and in relation to It was obviously a draw to play in Sacramento because of the proximity to home for him. And I don't think that really changes much. And I do think, look, Damian Lillard is one of his closest friends, and he just went back to Portland. And now, granted, Damian Lillard's not playing, but when you think about what Portland has going for it, and he could go there and
oh, I thought you were going towards going back to Toronto there.
No,
okay,
no. And one day he'll do the whole, I'm going to finish my career in Toronto. He's been pretty open about that. But I think that's also
as long as Drake doesn't have anything to do with it, right?
Right. Yeah. That's such.
You were the one that pulled that quote. You went viral for a music quote. Actually, that was pretty great this year.
For my music, well, I asked him about.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean.
I asked him in his interview. Yeah. I was like, well, part of it, if you remember what happened, I was like, does that mean they can't play Drake in this building anymore? Because they kind of like him a lot and they play him ad nauseum.
Right.
And I'm not a Drake fan. So that was fun for me.
Yeah.
to talk to him.
That is fair. Yeah. And I think it was after the game, some local reporter, Drake said that you he'd take it down himself. He had a long way to climb to get up there.
That was during the game in Toronto.
Yeah.
And
because they had Drake on the broadcast. Which it's crazy that they do that.
Well, that was what got him banned.
That's right.
Yeah, he's not allowed on the broadcast. Temporary. I don't know if they lifted it,
right.
but he's not allowed on the broadcast anymore because for Vince Carter jersey retirement night, he just got on the broadcast and started slamming DeMar DeRozan.
It's like a 6 degrees separation of the Kings. Like obviously DeRozan there too, but it's on Vince Carter night, who also was here
That's
briefly.
true. I didn't even cross my mind.
Just hilarious.
I still think an all-time video is Drake after the Raptors championship. Look at all this. You see all this? This didn't exist before us. This wouldn't be here without us. It's so good. Like he just won the chip. You know, he's feeling it.
It's so annoying.
A whole basketball court in your house is crazy work. Like this man is committed. I just think he's comedy more than anything.
Okay.
Not always the greatest though.
No.
Not always the greatest.
No. I mean, I guess like playing the heel is fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're in on the joke, I think it might be even better. But I would agree. I've never been.
Yeah. Drake guy. Fair. So what other teams we mentioned? So not Toronto.
Not Toronto.
Not talking about going back to Toronto right now.
I haven't really thought of it like that, but I mean, honestly,
sort of like,
how about Dallas?
Yeah.
Well, they just extended PJ Washington, so I guess maybe he's coming in to replace Clay.
I mean, yeah, or like maybe D'Lo eventually. Like, I mean, the Kings actually could kind of use D'Lo. If we were talking about that,
D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah, I don't love it. He's on Dallas, right? I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure D'Lo.
Yeah,
way over there.
I'm not a fan.
But yeah, I mean, so like, what if you're DeMar or if you're the Kings in general? What archetype, what type of team do you feel like should be interested in DeMar or where he should want to go? Like, how does this all line up? You know, does it have to be? Are we looking for good teams right now? Like, do they have to just not be horrible?
I think it depends on what I think he wants for one. I don't know that there's any team out there just salivating over DeMar DeRozan necessarily.
He probably would already be there if they were.
Right. But I mean, with that in mind, like I think it's somebody that has a plan. And I think that's why he kind of fits Sacramento so well, because especially when he got here, you're getting him relatively cheap. You're getting him to play a specific role that you need to take pressure off of Fox and Sabonis at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now you don't have Fox. You don't have the head coach. We know all that.
Right.
Does he fit the same? Certainly in my mind, he doesn't fit the same role that you desired for him with the pairing of those people.
Right.
Now that you have Zach LaVine, I feel like it's just, Scott Perry comes in, you inherited this. You just wanted talent for Fox. I tell everybody all the time, I don't think there was ever in trading for Zach LaVine, it was never like, oh, the Kings are looking to pair LaVine and DeRozan together. That's just a byproduct of getting talent for talent, right? You're trading De'Aaron Fox. You want to get Zach LaVine. DeMar DeRozan just so happens to be on your team.
Crazy.
So still trying to figure that out. Like you don't have a move out there that just makes you better. Like if you can free up money, whatever. So that's why I think right now, certainly if there's a move out there that they can make, great, whatever. But with his money expiring, that's in my mind, just as enticing to the Kings as it is other teams.
Right. Just for having the matching salary and potential deals and having that flexibility. Because that middle salary is kind of like a tough one to have a clear identified one on your team of like, hey, this is our tradable contract. Typically it's like, hey, we'd really like to hold on to this guy. And no, the Kings have ammunition at very least right now.
And it's also like it's not like, look, if you just, let's say you walk away, you make DeMar DeRozan a free agent, you guarantee whatever that just the money that he has is not fully guaranteed.
Yeah.
Freeing up money for your own books also works.
Right.
So I don't know. I think we'll see I think even Boston, that's the farthest thing from LA, but it keeps going back to them. You lose Tatum. Obviously you've got a big time scorer in DeRozan.
They actually could use him a lot, huh?
Makes sense.
And he can't play defense just like everybody else over there.
Right. Then there's that.
Well, not everybody over there, but I'm saying a lot of the guys they're about to roll out are not good defenders.
Yeah.
So we will see how that all goes. Sean, I appreciate you doing this, man.
Thanks for having me.
Good little
it's
2
like coming
hours
home
out
for
of
a little bit.
Yeah.
I like what y'all did with the place.
Do you?
No.
I
need to clean this window over here.
The art over there, the window does need to be clean.
That's crazy.
I was thinking about that a little bit while you were in here. I'm like, damn, he probably saw that, huh?
It's my only beacon to the outside world.
There you go.
That small little window.
Well, you can barely see outside with all the spiders all over it.
I don't know what you're doing. There's no spiders.
I hate spiders.
There's no spiders. Sean, what do you got coming up working at KCRA?
Well, a lot of golf, obviously. Some of those stories we talked about before. We got some local ties at the Pro Core Championship. Cameron Champ, Corey Pereira, obviously Scotty Scheffler, the world #1 golfer, is in town. And then, of course, check out the Republic, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. They've got that in-season tournament, the Jägermeister Cup. They just won their semifinal in Rhode Island. They're coming back. They just won their the draw to be able to host that game on October 4th. So I'm going to try and catch up with them. They're in the Jägermeister Cup in-season tournament
and they
for
get
the
to
USL
host.
Championship.
That might be a fun one to get out to.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they got some nice threads.
I was going to say new jerseys. Yeah, you were showing me during the break.
I like the logo.
You're a fan.
Dude, the logo's sick.
Yeah. Dave had it on in the morning show.
It didn't look good on him.
There's something about that. Yeah. That's usually how it is. I don't know what it is. It just, didn't look great.
No slam on the jersey. Just didn't look good on Dave.
Yeah, there's something about him. I don't know what it is. I can't quite put my finger on it, but we're going to have Jose take you up until 2 p.m. here before the Drive guys eventually take over. So some good conversations from us here. I got a little bit educated. Not really.
You know who John Candy is?
I do know who John Candy is. That's right.
And Dude Person
in General Booty.
And really 2 Oasis songs.
I kind of. I know of the name.
He'll recognize one and go, I think that's Oasis.
I'll go, I think that's Wonderwall. Yeah, I don't know. We get there eventually, So we will see. But appreciate everybody for tuning in here. Thank you to Sean for doing this 2 hours with me, obviously. Check out all his great work at KCRA. And be sure to look at the Sackdown Sports website. That's where I'm going to be headed right to after this. And taking care of everything there. We got a little bit of some Niner updates. Brock Purdy's going to be out for a little while. Probably going to write up this Kelly Oubre rumor right now, since we're a little dry on Kings.
Okay.
We're a little dry on King stuff right now. Just grabbing everything I can.
Kelly Oubre would bring great hair to Sacramento.
He would. He would. Tsunami Poppy.
That's right. You'll be the first to call. I will not.
No, I will not. No, I will not. There was some other weird nickname that you gave me a hard time before that I don't remember. But yeah, appreciate everybody listening. Thank you to Sean for joining the show. And Jose is going to take you up until noon here for myself, Brendan Nunes, for Sean Cunningham. Appreciate all you guys, and hear from us some point in the future.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Everybody knows that Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is the spot to get yourself a brand new car. That's why people are coming from all over. Folsom, Elk Grove, Woodland, Roseville. But they also have the best selection of pre-owned vehicles. All makes and models, every one of them top quality, hand-selected by General Manager Chuck Dean. Over 70 vehicles below $30,000, over 25 below $20,000. You can see that full lineup at SacSuperstore.com. And if you find a lower price somewhere else, they'll match it. And on top of that, the best car buying experience anywhere. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part, they accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right. So we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide.
based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Part 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Averyana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When shopping for a new car, what do you want? A great selection? A low monthly payment? More for your trade? At Northern California's best Honda dealer, Stockton Honda, you get it all. Model year-end savings are going on now. Drive away in your favorite Honda. It's savings you just can't say no to. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on the results of the study, recognized on June 18, 2025, USA Today's list of California's top car dealers 2025.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
Let's see if I learned how to turn on the microphone. Second day in the Alan Stiles Show, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are all holding down the fort as we go through. So big thank you to Brendan and Sean Cunningham as well. Sean over there, KCRA.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
I remember that clip so well. It was really early of my time here from Fresno, and I remember that going, oh, what?
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
That was, I think it's from No Dunks, but that was when he kind of broke the news that they were interested in DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, oh, they're going to land DeMar DeRozan, but it was like, oh, the Kings are targeting DeMar DeRozan. And it delivered one of my favorite drops on this fun little board.
Here's Sean Cunningham. Who? I don't know.
Big thank you to Sean. He's awesome coming in here and helping out and filling in, and of course to Brendan and you guys got some great Kings talk for 2 hours. We'll take a little bit of a shift here and for the next 2 hours prior to handing it off to Kevin Whitey Gleason and to Jay Johnson here in the afternoon. We'll have some fun. We'll enjoy it. And a big thank you to every single one of you for listening, tuning in. Bear with us, bear with me. We're doing our absolute best. And I am very clearly not Alan Stiles because I don't have that awesome punch that Alan has. And you're still on baby watch, by the way.
Yeah, Stiles baby watch still in the air. Is today the day?
He before I came on, he and I had a quick little text conversation. I also don't want to bother. I want him to make sure he's focused over there. But he said we're still on watch and probably tonight. And so we send all the positive vibes over there to the Stiles family.
Well, that makes me feel better because I saw he was out here tweeting about Russell Westbrook yesterday, and I was like, you better not be tweeting from the hospital, my guy.
He's just laid back in the most uncomfortable chair in the hospital. Just wife over there. He's like, yeah, Russell Westbrook, he still hasn't signed. I wonder where I could have.
Well, this Russell Westbrook news is going to break while I'm having my child, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be pretty. It would be on brand for what happens on this brand. Really. I'm like, because Dave, every time Dave is off, every single time something happens.
Well, and we haven't had too many of those, but the one that I always think was funny was when me and Alan first started doing the show together. He was doing every day, and then he took the Friday after Christmas off for a golf trip. He called into the show at like 11 in the morning to do a couple segments, hung up, and then an hour later, Mike Brown got fired.
The man is already he's like, oh, I'm back for media day, Jose. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm back for media day. Like, I'm not missing media day. I love that man's dedication. He is a hustler of hustlers.
Well, he also just really wants to interview Maxime right now. So it's like 70% us, probably 30% Maxime right now.
Or you know what? All-star shortstop. Jacob Wilson.
Oh, yeah, him too. Yeah. By the way, Jacob Wilson is apparently close to catching Aaron Judge for the batting average lead in baseball, which I thought was kind of out of the question now, but Judge is struggling to the finish line. So Jacob Wilson might be your batting champ this year.
So what a change, though. Like, what a difference, I would say, of the NBA with the minimum games in order to achieve the accolades. In Major League Baseball, they already had a version of that. If you miss a certain amount, like I thought Jacob Wilson with the games he missed would have missed out on the opportunity, at bats. But then I kind of process it all. I'm like, no, he's probably about 5 to 10% above that.
I mean, he's had 436 at bats this year. That's probably still in the top 20% of the league.
Yeah, maybe it's because he's on my fantasy baseball team and he's the reason I'm not in the playoffs. Or maybe Allen's the reason I'm not in the playoffs.
Looks like he's still on pace to play like 125 games this year.
Oh, that's more than enough. Okay. That's way more than enough.
Yeah, but Judge is still holding on to the MVP, it looks like, but the big dumper is now at 53 homers as well.
And shameless plug, Fresno State Bulldog.
Yeah.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah,
no one wanted him. And I know the story, by the way, of how he got recruited to Fresno State. Had the conversation with the guy that actually recruited him, Pat Ware, in Fresno. He's like, we went to go see someone else. And he just hit something that I went, he's that guy.
Yeah.
And if you've ever been to Fresno, I don't know how many of you have, but the way the diamond is set, there's a main street behind it, and the story goes that Aaron Judge hit it to the main street, which would be like over 400-foot bomb, and he hit that.
Yeah,
it was insane to see it in college. Obviously, metal bat and all of what.
Now, opposite field power like no other hitter in baseball. You know,
having the privilege of seeing him in college was insanity, and now seeing what he does, and also the charitable things he does. He has the All Rise Foundation and everything. He processes it on. Guy from the area here as well. It's just Aaron Judge is that guy, and I'm not a Yankee fan at all. Like, as a Braves fan, there's no way I could be a Yankee fan, right? The 90s just completely destroyed any ounce of just friendliness with the New York Yankees. But he's the only player that I'm like, as you know what? I want him to hit 50 home runs. I want him to have 320 batting average. He's one of those guys.
Maybe this is where the generations change a bit, because my sports fandoms have been softened by that idea. The big one for me is Kawhi Leonard. Like, grew up in San Diego, got to go watch him play in college, stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I'm always going to root for that guy. It doesn't matter whether he's on the Spurs or the Clippers or whatever kind of situation. And that's why I love the people who really get in the nooks and crannies of following like high school sports. Because like eventually every now and again you get that story of seeing the person you covered at 14 years old become a 26-year-old star. I remember a couple years ago when Jake Browning was having his moment with the Bengals, and obviously he went to Folsom, and it was just like, oh, look at this. The guy that people we work with covered as a 16-year-old playing at Folsom is now, lighting it up in the NFL. And it was just like, getting those moments feels like it makes covering high school sports super fun.
That was one of my favorite things about being on the air in Fresno, was that I did play-by-play for high school football, basketball, and I will be very honest with everybody. When I first started doing it, I just did it because it was an opportunity. And as I did it more, I started finding the enjoyment that others do when covering high school sports, because I started getting it and going, man, these young guys, like they're going and playing. I remember Los Alamitos coming to Fresno, and I believe it was Malachi Nelson, the 5-star quarterback, just seeing him warm up and seeing a 17-year-old stand at the 20-yard line and let it fly and go to the other side of the field. And you're like, I can't even throw that far. I can't even fathom doing that on the field at my age, let alone a 17-year-old like Malachi Nelson doing something like that.
Yeah, those stories are always super fun when you get young people like that. For you, it was Aaron Judge. For me,
Paul George, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams.
That's the one you should have led with.
Derek Carr, pre-injury in the Raiders. Everybody, revisionist history. Derek Carr was on his way to a potential MVP season with the Raiders. They were on their way to a potential run, and the Indianapolis Colts just stole the rest of his career away.
Yes, and then we had to watch Brian Hoyer start a playoff game. The first Raider playoff game of the what? Well, I guess they've now been back, but at the time was the only Raider playoff game for 25 years.
Yep. Yeah. So I got to see quite a bit of guys. I'll throw back Tyler Johnson, former Miami Heat. Got to watch him on the court as well. You don't think about it till you kind of start going and you go, wow, I actually watched quite a bit of guys in college and go out there and perform. And I got to see Josh Allen at Fireball High School. I got to watch him fling it around, and he didn't look that special. I'll tell you, he looked good, but he didn't look that special.
Well, he also looked 5'7" at that point, and then then he went to community college and grew 8 inches.
Yeah, at Reedley College, right down the street there, and then goes to Wyoming because Fresno State doesn't offer him. So, I could talk college sports the entire time. I want to get right into Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy's out. We were talking about this yesterday, Kyle, and we were going, and you were talking about who being the guy that Kyle Shanahan is now happy. No, we're kidding, but Mac Jones now.
Let's go McCorkle.
Is going to. Every time you say it, it just.
McCorkle? McCorkle throws you off?
It just catches me off guard.
You know what was so funny is that Whitey called him McCorkle, and then I was like, great, we'll just call him McCorkle the whole time. Because it's maybe the.
What a name.
We just did 10 minutes on funny college football names. The fact that his name is McCorkle is hilarious.
It's also, he very clearly is like, it's Mac. No, it's Mac Jones.
But you're McCorkle.
Yeah, but Mac is going to be starting this Sunday.
At least
1 week. And this is a toe injury with the shoulder injury that Brock Purdy is going through. Is Brock Purdy going, I have no one to throw to. I ain't really going to, I'm not really going to fight through this injury, right? I'm not, obviously, I'm being a little just sarcastic with it. But Brock Purdy out, George Kittle out. It is getting interesting to see the San Francisco 49ers on the offensive side of the football get so injured, but defensively at least pretty intact. And that's at least you look at it and you go, hey, look, if the defense has a good game against the New Orleans Saints, probably going to win as long as Mac Jones doesn't. I can't do it. I can't do it.
You just don't want to say McCorkle?
I can't do it because I think I won't stop.
I'm just going to pepper McCorkles in there for you, just right when you're least expecting it.
So I'm intrigued to see, obviously, Mac Jones handle this offense because, again, as we talked about it yesterday, Kyle Shanahan, that's the kind of quarterback he likes. Someone's going to drop back, immediately hit the guy he wants him to hit, and is going to follow the entire protocol and all the game plan. And this is the game script. Do not deviate from it. Brock Purdy has been the guy that deviates from the game script and will figure it out. And obviously, I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan, I have any inside information on this. As Shanahan said, I don't like it, but Shanahan likes a quarterback that follows the system. Mac Jones is that. How many touches, over or under, Kyle, how many touches does Christian McCaffrey have on Sunday against the New Orleans Saints? And I mean, I say touches, meaning running the ball and also receiving. I'm going to give you over under 19.5.
I'm trying to think how many he had in the Seattle game, but I tend to lean over on that. I guess maybe put both running backs kind of in combination because I don't know what Shanahan's
You're right. Let
do.
me correct myself. Now look, he carried the ball 22 times and caught the ball 9 times. I guess it just didn't feel that way on my fantasy football team. But
there's a lot of 2-yard runs.
Yeah. So what is that? 22 plus 9, quick math, 31.
31 touches.
All right. So 31 touches in week 1, and that was George Kittle going out in the game. Then you had a couple of other issues, but Ricky Pearsall's still there. Now Tunges, right?
Yeah, Tunges and
how's he gonna do? But
Luke Farrell, who I guess can't catch.
So over under, if we're gonna let's just go back to week 1 number 31. So over under 31 touches.
My instinct is to say about that number. I don't think his workload can deviate that much simply because Christian McCaffrey at this stage of his career cannot play. Essentially, if they run 75 offensive snaps a game, he cannot play 70 snaps a game and expect to make it through a fully healthy season. I know 3 of his last 6 seasons have had some sort of injury keep him out for a significant period of time. Oftentimes it's the calf. He was listed as questionable on the week 1 injury report with that calf. I'm just assuming these are chronic issues now for him at this point.
That's what it feels like.
It kind of like Kawhi Leonard with the knees. It's like it's just always going to be there kind of situation. So maybe it means more Brian Robinson. Maybe it means more screen passes, because something that if you watch Kansas City, they do this a lot, is use the passing game like the running game, where you're running a lot of screens and things like that. But I think for McCaffrey specifically, you can't afford to have him just hand off 3 yards, screen pass 4 yards. You can't do it with him at this point.
He operated at 58 snaps for that game, which was good for 76.3% snap share. Did Christian McCaffrey. He ran 24 routes, which is up there top 10 in terms of running backs and route running. So he was, by all metrics, top 10 in every metric in terms of route share, route running, snap share, all of those things. And so Christian McCaffrey, week 1, even coming out of believing, the world was falling apart because everybody's like, oh no, we drafted him with the high pick, and everybody was already panicking. I was one of them. I went, here we go. Of course I made the pick, and of course this is how it's going down. But that is a high share for a guy like Christian McCaffrey. At that exact time, Robinson carried the ball just under 10 times. That is about, I think, what they want. They want Christian McCaffrey to run 20 times in a game, and they want Brian Robinson to be around 10, give or take a couple of carries. And now you put that into perspective with 9 receptions on 10 targets for Christian McCaffrey, and you go, my goodness, okay, 31. No George Kittle, no Brandon Ayuk, potentially no Juwan Jennings. I'm not sure if that's come out yet. I haven't seen an update on that one.
It looks like he's trending towards playing, but we'll see.
Well, but what kind of Juwan Jennings are they going to get? A guy who is a possessive receiver
and a guy who
takes hits.
A guy who also just had a CT scan on his shoulder to make sure he didn't have a torn shoulder. So we'll see how that goes. I think to the game plan point, like, Kyle, they're not going to change the game plan overnight just because Brock Purdy is gone.
Not.
And that's not an indictment of Brock Purdy. It's more of Kyle Shanahan, for better or for worse, knows where his bread is buttered and knows what he wants to do on offense. This was when they had all the talent in the world. This was their strategy every game. It was, we're going to script 16 plays. We're going to score twice. We're going to go up 14-0 or 14-3, and then we're just going to sit on the ball. That was basically his perfect game plan, and they won all the time. Like, went to 3 consecutive NFC championship games, or 3 and 4 years. They were just excellent at that. And now they don't have the talent to do that, but they still want to do many of the same things.
They want a game. The game is scripted, right? And that's obviously, I'm not saying, the NFL script is out, but Kyle Shanahan likes a scripted game, and that is, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to attack the first drive. These are the plays we're going to run. This is how You get to the first read, not there. Second read, not there. This is how you handle each one of those reads. This is how you handle the pressure. When you see it's very scripted for Kyle Shanahan on the offensive side of the football. I think this game is specifically going to be won on the defensive side of the football for the 49ers. If they get some takeaways, if they force pressure on the New Orleans Saints, they're on the road. All you really need. This is the interesting part. You just cut Jake Moody yesterday, but not yesterday, but 2 days ago now. We talked about it yesterday. So now you have Pinheiro kicking for the 49ers. Again, we talked about this. 10 missed extra points for Pinheiro and why he was released by the Carolina Panthers, even though had an over 80% effective accuracy kicking field goals, except if you cross over 50 plus, he was not as accurate. But as long as he's 50 in, he's pretty automatic. That might not be the phrase because automatic to me is over 90%. So this feels like a game that is going to be on the foot of your kicker. As I don't know how much Mac Jones is going to be able to be effective inside the red zone. We already know that last year, the 49ers were the worst team of being effective inside the red zone. Reasoning as to why they had the type of season they had, because they were up there with the other top teams in the NFL in terms of getting into the red zone. But the percentage, I think, was something around 33% effective inside the red zone for the San Francisco 49ers. And now you cut your kicker, who'd been with you for the entire offseason, knows the long snapper, knows the holder. And this game, to me, might end up being on the foot of the kicker, who is going to be playing his first game as a San Francisco 49er. Luckily, though, inside of a dome.
Yeah, but even if that is the point, the Saints are universally regarded as one of the worst teams in football. And the fact that the margin for error for you, a team that has expectations going into the season, is the foot of your kicker, is the difference between beating the Saints and not beating the Saints. It's not a very promising outlook.
It isn't, but in week 2, when you're missing your top 2 receivers, you lost another one who just had a great week 1 with his new team, and Deebo Samuel, he's no longer there. Your best receiver is your running back, and Christian McCaffrey. Would you be surprised if he's running out of the slot and maybe doing some things in that? He has lined up out wide before, Christian McCaffrey has. And, of course, can we see the jump of Ricky Pearsall, right? Is he going to take that step forward? He had a couple of good moments. That throw that Purdy made that Pearsall caught on the left side right on near the boundary was an insane throw by Brock Purdy, but Pearsall didn't get a lot of separation in that game either. He was kind of quiet and then finally showed up on that catch. So if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, yeah, it sucks that I'm saying in week 2 it might be on the foot of the kicker, but reality is you don't have your top 2 receivers. Arguably, you say top 3 because if you want to include Deebo Samuel, you're not going to have your starting quarterback. You're going to a guy that has had his opportunities inside the NFL and has not been very good in Mac Jones, but you're not asking him to be good. You're asking him to be efficient. That's, I think, the difference here is you're not going to ask him, hey, go be Brock Purdy out there. You're not Brock Purdy. And I'm not the biggest Brock Purdy supporter, but Mac Jones is definitely not Brock Purdy.
But you're McCorkle.
I'm saying I don't know. It's what a name. What a name. All right. So with that being said, I'm intrigued to see how this goes. I'm intrigued to see what the San Francisco 49ers do because you're right. The New Orleans Saints are one of the worst teams in the NFL, arguably. But when you have such critical injuries and you're going into what could be a critical game, because coming out of that 2-0 as opposed to 1-1 can set you up for some success and maybe letting your guys take a little bit of a breather before actually getting right into it. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. You're listening to the Alan Stiles Show. Jose Gonzalez filling in right here on Sacktown Sports 1140.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with AutoPay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, Setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Part 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Abriana. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
For over 90 years, Hagen Oaks has partnered with the biggest brands in golf to bring cutting-edge technology to your game. Our one-of-a-kind total game fitting offers a level of experience and precision that is unmatched. From driver to putter, footwear to golf balls, our TrackMan-powered performance studios, 3D footwear scanner, and Ping's Ballnamic ball fitting kiosk ensure every piece of your gear is tailored to your swing. Trust the experts at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Total game fitting starts here.
Live and local
It's Alan Stiles
on Sacktown Sports.
I have this weird habit of taking my glasses off and then trying to read something. I don't know what in my brain possesses me to go, yeah, you can do that.
So I know a lot of people are listening and can't see on the YouTube, but during the last segment, you're like, they're going off, they're going back on, they're going off. They're going back on.
And it's weird because, like, I don't know what it is, but it just, at a point I get annoyed. And so that's when they start getting, obviously, taken off the face and all of that. Yeah, you know, I know y'all don't care. It's okay. So one of the things that maybe you do care about that is happening, and I just kind of want to give you guys a heads up, even though it technically gives me a less chance to get it myself, and that's the FIFA tickets, that FIFA World Cup. Let me be specific here. Not just FIFA tickets, but the FIFA World Cup 26 FIFA tickets so there is now a pre-sale. Just so everybody, you know, again, just giving you guys a heads up. It is a card-specific pre-sale. So if you're a Visa card holder, this pre-sale specifically for you. So I guess it pays to be a sponsor of this. Like, you know, they're sponsoring it, so they get a very specific pre-sale. So the entry period, and just so everybody knows, applications for the pre-sale draw is open. So you have to apply for a draw that then will dictate if you won to get tickets.
Got it. So there's 3 layers of bidding you have to go through or signing up and then making it through 3 rounds of cuts to get tickets. Or to get pre-sale. Sorry, not even tickets, just to get pre-sale.
Just get into the pre-sale. So you go to the FIFA website, you have to create a FIFA ID profile before you even get to do it. And then you're going to have to go through a process. It closes on Friday, September 19th. So a week from tomorrow. And it closes at 8 p.m., 11 Eastern. So 8 p.m. Pacific time, 11 Eastern. And you go there. I believe tickets start at about $60 and will range all the way up to over $6,000. And again, this entry is to create an application to be a part of the draw, which then they will notify you if you won in that draw, and then you will have access to buy group stage FIFA World Cup tickets.
Got it. Not confusing at all. I think I understand exactly what you mean.
So the pre-sale draw will, or the entry to draw is, again, ending on September 19th. You will then find out if you got it by September 29th.
Man.
And then you'll get a specific time slot in which you can purchase the tickets.
And if that time slot expires, you're out of luck.
And if you don't get there on that time slot,
man, these World Cups are something else, man. I know they were talking about the number of people that are going to visit the United States around this World Cup, which increases the demand. Like, they're all in football stadiums. Like, these are the largest venue. Like, America has soccer stadiums and football stadiums that are bigger than anywhere else in the world. And even they have to go through 3 rounds of pre-sale just to get you to buy those tickets.
And this is going to give you an opportunity to go like Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Monterrey. And then you talk about all the U.S. cities. You also will have a chance at Toronto, at Vancouver. Like, you can then dictate which cities you are interested in. Obviously, like Atlanta, Kansas City, Seattle, obviously in our backyard over there at Levi Stadium, L.A., all Houston, New York, Philadelphia. I'm forgetting a few in there, but that's just about what it is. So there will be another early ticket draw on October 27th through the 31st, and the final draw will happen December 5th. And the funny thing to all of this, you don't know what game you're going to, because the draw for the World Cup doesn't happen until the end of December.
So you're buying tickets for cities.
For a venue and a predetermined match based off of the groupings.
But not countries.
Not countries.
So you could luck your way into a United States ticket. Or
you can luck your way into a Brazil ticket. You can luck your way into a Spain ticket.
Man, this is an insane process.
So I just wanted to give everybody a chance to tell your soccer fanatics, or maybe you're just a FOMO person.
Tell your friends that you can go through 3 rounds of pre-sale to get an option to get tickets to a match where you don't know the teams that are playing, but you know when it's going to be and where. What a great tournament. I'm so excited for this. If people are that excited about going to these games, gosh, who knows what it's going to look like.
Oh, my goodness. I just wanted to give you guys that. If you guys don't want to tell anybody, that's fine. I'm good with that. It gives me a better chance in any of these. Because you don't know me, and you don't, which I'm a soccer guy. I love soccer. I grew up playing it, played it for 20 years. And so, I'm excited for the World Cup. The last one in the United States, I believe, was 94. So we'll have, it's going to be some fun on that. Just on that note, I just got a tweet from Shams reporting that free agent guard Landry, Shamet, yeah, has agreed to a 1-year deal to return to the New York Knicks.
Well, the Knicks had to sign somebody. They only have like 11 players on the roster right now, so I guess good for him. His spot in the rotation got kind of replaced by Jordan Clarkson, but cool.
Yeah, he is now returning for his 8th season with the New York Knicks.
Yeah, it sure feels like he's been. For some reason, he's played on like all the orange teams too. Like he was on Phoenix for a while. Also, it's just kind of weird.
Yeah, he's just so 1-year deal with the New York Knicks, and Jonathan Kuminga still has the Golden State Warriors hostage, and we keep doing it.
Yeah, but now the free agents are pleading for clarity behind the scenes, being Al Horford and DeAnthony Melton and Gary Payton, and
which I'm very surprised that an Al Horford is as the vet that he is just waiting around for this.
Well, I mean, he's basically signed to a deal at this point. It's just like he just can't access the building. Maybe they give him a key card anyways. Like,
or they give him a temporary code.
Maybe they've just like, hey,
they can revoke access very quickly.
Maybe, I don't know, but the plan is that he's going to sign.
Yeah,
we just gotta wait until we know how much money we have.
And talking about signing, it feels like the time might be getting here for the Kings to finally, end the saga of waiting around. Can they create a roster spot for Russell Westbrook? Well, yesterday, Terrence gets released. And
Senor Segway strikes again.
There you go. Senor Segway right there.
And with that, there was always this speculation. The Kings want to move Malik Monk because that will open up the roster spot for Russell Westbrook. The Kings are trying to find a way to get off of, Devin Carter so they can bring in Russell Westbrook. All of the noise, and that has been since July? We've been hearing that it's September, dang near mid-September, and we might be getting to clarity on the Russell Westbrook spot, but he must mean a lot to this organization to think that they are doing everything possible to get 1 year, maybe 2, of Russell Westbrook in Sacramento.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, the reports were that they wanted to move either Malik Monk or Devin Carter to open up a roster spot, but as time went on and it became more clear that a Malik Monk trade was not going to happen unless it was for Jonathan Kuminga, and B, they were better off just keeping Devin Carter than just moving him for nothing. He's more valuable sitting on your bench than just moving him for a second-round pick.
We haven't seen him much.
Yeah, exactly. So once those became clear, we talked about this on the show, is that hey, you just waive Terrence Davis and bring in Russell Westbrook and just say, can you beat out Russell Westbrook for the backup point guard role? And it seems like that's going to happen. My kind of point all along, and it feels true, is if they want to add Russell Westbrook, they will add Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
But there's nothing stopping them from adding Russell Westbrook.
No, you just had to figure out the right way in their mind to get to that point. Again, we're not announcing that he is signed. Being very clear. We're not announcing the Russell Westbrook signing.
But the Terrence Davis being waived now makes it so that literally 10 minutes from now, if they decided, Russ, we're going to sign you to a deal, they can now do it. They were always going to have to create a roster spot. Somehow, this was the easiest way to do it because Terrence Davis's contract was not guaranteed until opening night.
Yeah. So just wanted to give you guys a little bit of update there. Coming up next, we're going to talk about Locked On coming out with a top 100 players in the NBA. Who do you think are the top 5 players in the NBA, according to Locked On. And where on the list do you think Domantas Sabonis, maybe a Levine, maybe a DeMar DeRozan, where do they land? Are they on the list? Where's the highest king on this list? Are the Kings being disrespected? We'll talk a little bit more on the other side. It's the Alan Stiles Show on Sacktown Sports 1140.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
The Sacktown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. The 49ers got their season started successfully with a last-minute win in Seattle, 17-13. Jake Tonjes, the hero, making a leaping grab in the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. Niners back on the road this week in New Orleans. You can catch all the actions on Sunday right here on Sacktown Sports 1140, beginning at 9 a.m.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
Hey, Sacramento homeowners, imagine the coolest, most comfortable summer in 30 years, leaving air conditioning giants drowning in overstock. That's your golden ticket to massive savings right now at Sierra Pacific. We forged powerhouse partnerships with the world's top manufacturers. They trust us for flawless installations, unbeatable service, and our massive reach across Sacramento to move their inventory fast. In return, exclusive, jaw-dropping discounts just for you. Upgrade your home with premium systems at rock-bottom prices. Installed by the region's elite craftsmen and backed by ironclad warranties and legendary support. Plus, snag huge tax credits and SMUD rebates to slash costs even further. This inventory clearing bonanza won't last. Seize it today. Call Sierra Pacific for your free in-home consultation and discover the perfect system for your ultimate comfort. Dial 916-638-0543 now or head to SierraPacificHome.com. Don't miss out. Your cooler, cozier home awaits.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air, the guys in the big red trucks.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the biggest selection, the best prices, and unbeatable customer service. Check them out online, sacksuperstore.com, for the guaranteed lowest price on Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Open until 10 o'clock and right across from Hagen Oaks Golf Course. sacksuperstore.com.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team, Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports 1140. Download the app if you're on the road. You're driving out of the range. Maybe for some reason you're driving past Yuba City and you're like, I want to keep listening to Sacktown Sports. You can download the app. You can go to the website. You can find any of them a lot of ways to.
Yeah, you can listen to our podcast. We have podcasts going on here. Podcast.
Don't forget my podcast.
We got that. We got YouTube stream. You can see, well, Jose's beautiful face at least.
Just talk about my voice, Kyle. Just talking about my voice.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can see us. We're physically here. We are not just little voices in your head.
I don't know, man. I'm like with AI nowadays. Are we here?
I think so. Funny enough, Alan actually has been replaced by AI for a number of shows this year. You guys just didn't know.
You just didn't know. We're testing and trying things out. People are going to believe that we're saying that.
Island Stiles, am I right?
1994 Stanford Stadium. That was a World Cup back in the day.
Ah.
Stanford Stadium.
Nice.
What a throwback is Stanford Stadium.
I mean, I'm trying to think. So that would have been... Was that
that's Super Bowl time?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That was the place that hosted
the 49ers?
Yeah,
right?
but no, I'm trying to remember. Wasn't there there was a Super Bowl there? At one
I
point,
believe wasn't the 49ers a part of that Super Bowl or
that's?
I believe so because I believe that was the closest to someone playing at home ever. And you could correct me, and it's okay. I might be wrong. And, I'm wrong more times than I'm right. You can ask my wife.
You are correct. So, yes, it was the 49ers against Dan Marino Dolphins at Stanford Stadium. I just didn't want to give people the wrong information,
Hey, just learn from me. Sometimes I throw it out there, and I'm like, I got it. All right, we're good.
Like, well, you're also a longtime 49er fan. That's probably one of those things that
it's instilled in here.
Days. Yeah.
It's just in the back of my mind because all I've ever seen is the 49ers losing the Super Bowl. So, everybody always tells me 5-0, and I'm like, well, I see 0-2. That's that's how I view that. So.
Now it's 0-3. Not to rub it in, but there was that nice little one a couple years ago.
I don't know how I forgot about that, but you were right.
You mean this one? I have for those.
If you don't see Kyle tomorrow, you know why.
Yeah, for those listening on the app or the website or the podcast or whatever, if we're just little voices in your head, you can't see my beautiful Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce back-to-back T-shirt that I am wearing today. Because they beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl. Go Kansas City.
The Sacramento Kings NBA. I forgot about. I don't know how I guess I was thinking Baltimore and Kansas City. I forget that it was 2 times that Kansas City did it.
You're just so used to saying 0-2 that now you've forgotten that it actually is 0-3 now.
That is blackout game. That's a crazy first Super Bowl for me to truly witness. The blackout game against the Baltimore Ravens and how that went, and then thrown in the corner. Yeah. The timeout. Colin Kaepernick was going to walk into the end zone. Just game, set, match.
How funny. I mean, it's not funny if you're a 49er fan. So I guess I should say, how ironic is it that somehow each of these 3 Super Bowl losses have like one moment like that, right? Because it's Jimmy Garoppolo overthrowing
Emmanuel Sanders.
It's overtime of the last one where if he just throws it to the right, it's the missed block by, I think it was it McKivitz or Burford, where they had the guy open and Chris Jones got through. It's weird that they've had one of those moments in each Super Bowl.
All right.
Ironic, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. And moment of silence right now is
go Chiefs.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Are the Chiefs going to actually create an upset against the Eagles?
Probably not, but we're hoping so. Okay. The Hollywood Browns are number 1 receiver, so I don't know about that.
Hey, maybe. You got Patrick Mahomes.
Which, by the way, I'm not going to do too much on this, but it's just so infuriating to me that they run the most boring offense ever now. Like, I loved Kansas City because Mahomes was no-look passes and deep bombs to Tyreek Hill, and now it's just the most boring offense ever, and I hate watching it, even though they win all the time.
I had to add that little piece in there. So, the Locked On top 100 players, I ask all of you, who do you think the top 5 players in the NBA are? I feel like there would be a consensus of at least the 2 for sure. There might be arguments. I don't know how many arguments there would be on some of these. But one of these surprises me just because of age, aside from everything else, to maintain them in that stretch. And where do you think the first king lands on this list? And how many kings are there on the list? That's the intriguing part in all of this. And so if I didn't know the list, Kyle, I would look at this and if I was a betting man, I would go, there's at least two kings on this list. That's where my mindset would be. At least 2, because it's a top 100. And that's a lot of players. A lot of NBA players.
I mean, statistically, if there's 32 teams, there should be about 3 per team, basically.
So at least 2 for the Sacramento Kings. And the top 5. So I'm intrigued to this. The top 5, you guys tell me if you agree, disagree. The Joker is at 1.
Interesting choice, but he is number 1.
SGA at number 2.
I mean, it's one of those two, certainly.
Giannis at number 3.
No argument so far.
Luka at number 4.
Still no argument for me.
And this is the one that I'm going, I wonder how you guys think about this. And that is Chef Curry at number 5.
Interesting.
Is he like, I know how much of a transcendent NBA player he is, how much of the game he has changed. Is he 5? Because we'll quickly go through the other ones so you guys know. Ant, Wemby, Brunson, Mitchell, Tatum.
That's the 6 through 10.
That's 6 through 10. Those are the guys behind Chef Curry.
So it is really interesting because we're kind of combining eras here, right? It was like these lists used to just be like your top 3 are Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid.
Yeah.
They're all relatively about the same age. They're winning all the MVPs.
I feel like it's become more about legacy than it has about what have you done for me lately? And I'm not saying Curry isn't a top player in the NBA. I don't want anybody going, this guy don't know ball. But 5?
So the further down I go down the list, the only one that I can point to and say I'm pretty sure they're more valuable right now for sure is the Ant-Man. After that, you can debate pretty much anybody else. Brunson versus Curry, that's pretty good. Donovan Mitchell last year was all NBA first team. Obviously the Cavs kind of burned out in the playoffs. Tatum, I don't want to do that one. We could do an hour on why Jason Tatum is or isn't a top 5 player in the NBA. But now it's just interesting though, because Curry's 37, Jokic is 30, and SGA is 25, and I'm like, it's not really apples to apples.
So I would say this, to me, a top 5 player in the NBA is someone that can handle the entire load of a team. That to me, and workload.
Yeah.
That to me is really where I sit with it. Like, you went and got Jimmy Butler. You went and are trying to kind of figure out how this team is going to kind of mesh together. But 5?
Well, see, this is what's tough, and this is kind of your point about legacy thing, is like, 3 years ago, we just saw Steph Curry carry the Warriors to one of the more improbable championships we've seen with Andrew Wiggins as his second best player.
And that I would have 100%. I'd be like, he has to be higher.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at that time, people were saying he's the best player in the league, or, it's Jokic and Giannis and him type of situation. But yeah, he's probably 5 through 7. It's probably true, and I just don't think of it that way. Because if you ask me, can a 37-year-old Steph Curry be the best player on a championship team? I tend to think no at this point.
So last year, 24.5 points. That's what he averaged. He 6 assists. His field goal percentage was 44.8% from the floor. Like, I don't, none of these, like, he was 39, is 40% from behind the arc. His career average is 42.
And it's weird with Steph because we know now, like, his money is made in the counting stats don't really matter as much anymore for him in terms of totals, because like his money gets made in the playoffs at this point. But last year he was out of the playoffs.
And maybe, according to Adam Silver, it feels like and seems like the regular season doesn't matter. You could just watch highlights.
Yeah,
you just watch highlights. That's apparently how the commissioner of the NBA feels about the outpricing of certain fans and streaming content and all that.
Yeah, look, we've talked about this before. Basically, the NBA is like, no, we agree that it's overpriced, but that's how we got to make our money. The people who really love our sport got to pay $1,100 a year to our television partners in order to make this worthwhile.
If you're an NFL fan, you already might have those services. So, all of these leagues are just going down that road. But before we have to go here, Sabonis is the highest king on this list.
What number is he at, though?
Domantas Sabonis, not in the top 10. obviously.
Fair.
Not in the top 20.
Probably fair after last year.
Okay. Not in the top 30. Just outside the top 30 at number 32.
32.
Domantas Sabonis, the 32nd best player in the NBA.
Maybe we'll have to talk about that more after the break.
Levine at 66, DeMar DeRozan at 69. We'll come back on the other side. We'll talk more about that. It's the Alan Stiles Show. Sacktown Sports, 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Carmichael Dave here for my friends at American Energy Heating and Air. Yes, I always tell you they are a family-owned operation, been in business since 81, A-plus Better Business Bureau, but it is hot. We are in those Sacramento hot months. I want to focus on them being your second opinion partner. What does that mean? Maybe you've got somebody you're working with or you've worked with in the past in the HVAC world. Guess what? They want to give you a second opinion. How much does it cost? Nothing. You call them up and say, hey, can I get a second opinion on this deal? They come out and they either say, wow, that's a great deal. You should feel better about that. Or they say, we can beat that price. And usually they're going to beat it by a lot. Guess what? You just saved money and it didn't cost you anything to find out. It's a no-lose situation. Go with a trusted company. American Energy, 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Jingle Singers, take it away.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Just announced, Stockton Honda has been named #1 of California's best car dealers in 2025 by USA Today and Statista. This prestigious award is based on thousands of customer reviews and recommendations, ranking dealerships for service, value, and satisfaction. Out of hundreds evaluated, Stockton Honda is proud to be #1, recognized for all-around excellence and commitment to our customers. Visit Stockton Honda, where reputation meets the road.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com. I'm tired of being broken. I'm sick of feeling hopeless. Way down here at my lowest. At the end of my road. At the end of my road. So what do I do?
Hey, this is Jelly Roll. This National Recovery Month, start your recovery journey. Choose a proven addiction treatment option that's right for you at ChooseChangeCA.org.
Sacramento, are you ready for live entertainment? The Sacktown Sports Live Events calendar is packed with the biggest shows. Catch country star Megan Maroney September 20th at Lake Tahoe Amphitheater at Caesars Republic. Then, don't miss the Doco Block Party Sunday, September 28th from noon to 4. Free fun for the whole family. Games, live music, kids activities, photo ops, and special offers from Doco merchants. October heats up with Heat Sweat, October 5th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Country fans, David Nail plays Goldfield October 9th. The same night, comedian king Bert Kreischer takes the stage at Thunder Valley. Then it's Justin Moore, October 16th at Hard Rock Live, followed by hilarious comic Jimmy Carr on October 17th. November brings big laughs with Trevor Noah, November 9th at Thunder Valley. And check out the Isley Brothers November 14th at Hard Rock Live Sacramento. Don't miss a moment. Get tickets now and see the full lineup at SacktownSports.com.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Top 100 teacher and PGA Master Professional Kelly Stenzel offers some short game rules in Golf Magazine. 1. Stay still while putting. 2. Lean into chips with weight slightly forward during the shot. 3. For less distance, use a shorter swing and narrower stance. 4. Hit the ground to get true launch. Make a divot to get the ball in the air. 5. To hit a great bunker shot, dig your feet into the sand. 6. Swing length controls natural speed. Swing and stroke should be relatively equal back and through in size and rhythm. 7. Pivot for pitches so the clubhead glides underneath the ball, launching it high with spin. 8. Write it down. Calibrate your short game and put it on paper. Having some basic guidelines and a plan for your short game can make a huge difference without having to always rely on feel. Look for the full story at golf.com. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast.
It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Stiles Show. Jose Gonzalez filling in. So don't worry, Alan will be coming back eventually.
What is it? Media Day, September 29th.
Media Day, September 29th, 2025.
Yes.
The return projection of Alan Stiles.
Expected return.
Yeah. Expected return of Alan Stiles.
Except not here at Media Day.
At Media Day, from the Kings facility.
Yes.
Talking to a bunch of Kings players.
Maybe coaches.
Potentially.
Last year, I think we had Mark Jones. So maybe media members.
Yeah. Last year, I was standing right there. De'Aaron Fox was there last year promoting his shoe.
Yeah. 2 years ago was the infamous Frankie taking pizza that was supposed to be for other people.
Taking an extra slice, right?
Yeah.
That's what he did. He took an extra slice of pizza.
Took an extra slice before some other people had any.
It's like the first thing I heard about Frankie when I got here.
Really?
It's like he's a pizza thief.
The pizza cowboy.
Yeah.
I don't know where the cowboy came
And then it became Frankie Clicks.
Yeah.
I'm like, it was right at the beginning of my arrival is where I'm listening. I'm in my office. I'm listening. I'm like, this is the first time I get to hear Frankie. Okay, cool. And then click right in the middle of it. Just happened. And the story he ends up telling me was even funnier, I think, than how it goes. But again, reminder, we're here until 2:00. The Drive Guys coming up next, and then we will get on through. So the Drive Guys, Kevin Gleason, Whitey Gleason, and Jay Johnson will be leading the charge tonight.
And I think we have Thursday Night Football tonight.
And Thursday Night Football.
Right here.
Yeah. It's the Commanders, Packers.
That is correct.
There you go. It's a good matchup. The only thing I hate about Thursday Night Football is just a short turnaround, so the prep isn't there for these guys. But if it's so early in the season, if you're the head coach, you had it's the weird thing, right? You don't want to look ahead. You want to respect the opponent in front of you, but you kind of got to look ahead.
Sort of.
Right? It's like you have to do some small prep because if you turn around after Sunday's game and that's the first time you start doing prep for Thursday Night Football, it seems like not enough time.
I also think a lot of these insane control freak coaches are probably looking at week 14 film already at this point.
Well, yeah, that's also...
Maybe you tell the players, 1 week we're always 0-0, but these coaches are, Andy Reid's already drawing up plays from the 1988 Rose Bowl run in week 18.
I get it because I'm thinking 6 months from today. I completely understand. Now let's get to the NBA ranking, the top 100 players in the NBA, and so we mentioned that the top 10 players in the NBA, according to this ranking: Jokic, SGA, Giannis, Luka, Curry, Ant-Man, Wembanyama, Brunson, Devin Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Those are the top 10 there. And then we talked about Sabonis is at 32. We had someone in the text line that says, seems like a fair rating for Sabonis. Definitely doesn't make his money in the playoffs. And I would say this rating is probably offensive.
Maybe, but
do you think 32 kind of sits? And just so everybody knows, these are we got up to 25 here, but you got Durant, LeBron, Halliburton, AD, Cade Cunningham, Mobley, Kawhi, Booker, Cat, Williams, Brown, Siakam, Branchero, Harden,
Jaren Jackson Jr. and
so that's 25.
That's 25. I stopped there, but I think Chet Holmgren is ranked ahead of Sabonis. Zubac is kind of in the same. Well, what's funny, and you know, on the Alan Stiles show, we bring up the Ringers top 100 player rankings sometimes, and it's funny that they always have Sabonis and Fox like right next to each other. They literally have Sabonis at 32 and Fox at 33 on the Locked On one, which I think is fun. But yeah, it's, you know, Bam Adebayo. It's the same tier as Bam Adebayo, Chet Holmgren, Zubac, Jaren Jackson Jr. type player.
Zach LaVine, as mentioned, is at 66, and DeMar DeRozan sitting at 69.
And
so 3 Kings in the top 100.
3 Kings in the top 70 too, which is
70, yeah.
Good. You know, that's not every team has 3 players in the top 70, but we all know kind of the thing with the NBA is that the ones at the very top matter so much more than the ones in the middle. It's nice to have guys in the middle. You know, you can't win without them, and preferably you want them to be at least a little bit younger or on their rookie contracts, so that way you're getting good value. But what's most important is having one of those guys at the very, very top on your team.
So just to round it out, Trae Young, 26, Garland, 27, John Morant, 28, Jimmy Butler, 29, Chet Holmgren, sitting at number 30, at 31, Bam Adebayo, and then obviously at 32, Domantas Sabonis. So Jamal Murray's after them, Wagner after them.
I mean, Jamal Murray, that's a weird one. I don't know what to do with him. But if we're looking just at the bigs specifically, you've got like your elite tier of Giannis and Jokic and Wemby. Then you've got like Cat and Evan Mobley, you know, guys who were all NBA players last year, but, you know, were also not all NBA players a year before when Sabonis was all NBA. And then you've just kind of got a mashed group together of Jaren Jackson Jr., Chet Holmgren, Sabonis, Bam Adebayo, Zubac, you know, like kind of your 6 through 12 of big guys in the league. I didn't mention Anthony Davis. He's weird because he's a big, but he wants to play power forward, and now he gets to play power forward. So, you know, you kind of have Sabonis kind of in that same group that we're talking about of 6 through 12.
I feel like I looking at this, I agree. I feel like Sabonis is kind of ranked perfectly on this list. Like I get maybe we can have an argument about maybe raising him a couple, bringing him back a couple, but I feel like that might be the right spot. Bam Adebayo, I think, is in front of Domantas Sabonis, and I don't want to anger any Kings fans on it, but it just feels right to me.
I mean, look, Bam Adebayo's been the second best player on a team that went to the NBA Finals like 2 years ago. So I've seen Bam Adebayo under the best of circumstances be the thing that we hope Domantas Sabonis can be at some point in his career. So I feel like they're all kind of in the same tier because the Ringer does an updated version of this like every few months. And at this time last year, Sabonis was ahead of all of those guys 6 through 12. He was ahead of Mobley, ahead of Towns, ahead of Jaren Jackson Jr. Obviously, he had some injuries this year, and Karl made a big leap in New York. Mobley was Defensive Player of the Year. So, like, I understand those guys getting the nod, but it feels like outside of the 4 elite guys, everyone else you can kind of switch every year. You know, between you could say Bam Adebayo is the 20th best player in the league 2 years ago, and now he's 35. It's just so performance dependent.
Have you seen number 100?
I think I did, but I don't remember who it is.
You want to throw out a guess?
I say like RJ Barrett, maybe
95.
Okay. Maybe like Jabari Smith Jr. or something. Maybe he's not even on the list.
I don't see him here.
I was going to say Jalen Green, but he's probably higher now.
92.
Jalen Green is?
Yeah.
Okay.
92 on the list.
Who is number 100?
Number 100, Tamani Kamara.
Who is it?
I might have said his name wrong. Tumani?
Oh, Tumani Kamara.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I said it right. Okay. Yeah, Portland Trailblazers. He is number 100.
Gotcha. Really, really good defender. I don't know if the offensive game is ever going to work out for him, but he's got all the defensive skills of Amon Thompson just with no offensive bag, which is fine because, Portland will just put him in a role. I really like him. That's Allen's guy, Tumani Kamara and Denny Advia.
So interesting to see the kind of the top 100 list in this. But again, Sacramento, the Kings getting 3 guys in the top 70. You have Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan right there in the 60s. And as mentioned, you have Domas sitting at 32. Keegan Murray, and if you look at the chat, Keegan Murray, Ellis, those guys obviously not on the list.
I think once upon a time, Monk might have cracked the top 100.
Maybe. I think maybe coming out of that season.
Yeah,
very productive season.
After the Beam Team season, he might have been there. But the thing that kind of stinks, though, is that, if I'm just doing quick math in my head, there's about 22 teams that have at least one player better than Domantas Sabonis, according to this list, which kind of just stinks because it's you can have you can have your big 3, but without one of the big one or an all NBA consistent center, what are your chances? Which Domantas Sabonis has been that, and Domantas Sabonis used to be in the top 20s of these lists. It's just one season and the improvement of other guys kind of puts him in the pack with Bam Adebayo is dealing with the same thing. He used to be in the 20s on this list, and now
he's a USA basketball guy.
Yeah, exactly. He's just kind of floating now, and so are the Heat. And quite frankly, the Heat are just kind of floating.
And it feels like the Heat have been floating for a while. They're there, but they're not. They're competitive, but not really. It's been interesting road for the Miami Heat, especially since Jimmy Butler no longer there, but it just has always felt that way. I've weirdly enough, and I know it's just because I'm not as versed in the NBA world as others are. So I come at it as a casual, and I'll be very clear for everyone, meaning I looked at that Miami Heat team and I never feared it. And I never understood how they made runs other than, it's the old adage, defense wins championships, and what they used to do. And defensively, you had Bam Adebayo, you had Jimmy Butler. You could do that in the playoffs. You could have 2 guys that can go and play really good. And then Jimmy Butler obviously has what he has and was the offensive guy, or is the offensive guy. He is. But I never looked at those teams with any sort of fear. And so it was always interesting to me that they made runs inside the playoffs because I just never understood it.
But I think Jimmy Butler is kind of that classic example. And I say this all the time with basketball, right? If you have one of those top 7 guys, let's say you have the 7th best player in the NBA and you surround them with competence, just an all-star level number 2, a decent number 3, a couple good young players, you just give them competence, the 7th, and have the 7th best player in the league, you will be the 7th best team in the NBA because that one player really matters so much. I look at that with kind of the Timberwolves. It's are the Timberwolves this well-constructed, great roster? No. But Anthony Edwards is, according to this list, the 6th best player in the sport. And for the last 2 years, they've kind of been the 6th best team in the NBA. So that's kind of the tough part with the Kings is their roster, A, doesn't make sense, and B, they have the 32nd best player in the league.
And you talk about identity being so important. And I think coming from a different perspective, Major League Baseball, identity, it is, are you a home run team? Do you like to put the ball in play? That's really identity. You look at the NFL, you think of, okay, what's your offensive identity? Are you going to follow a game script, or are you going to let that quarterback who is legit a top 5 quarterback in the NFL kind of be themselves, be who they need to be, and you're just going to surround them with talent and go and get it in the draft? And usually if you get young talent surrounded by a young quarterback who isn't on that contract yet, again, things have changed a little bit, but that was the recipe for success in the NFL. And then you want to add in soccer, it's the same kind of thing. You have a style of play identity, but you still have everything that kind of goes in interior. In the NBA, it is where one player can genuinely change the course of a franchise. And I get it. One quarterback can change the course of a franchise. And I get an Aaron Judge can change the course of a franchise. But if you put Aaron Judge there in the 4 spot, 3 hole, and you give him no protection in the lineup, he's not, you give an opportunity to just pitch around Aaron Judge. If you, in the NFL, you have a great running game. Well, if your quarterback can't throw the football past 20 yards of the line of scrimmage, you're going to have problems. In the NBA, you get one guy that is great, and you surround him with competent role players who understand what they're supposed to do. That one great guy can win you a game very often.
Which I think is why the misconception with your Miami Heat, and I think a lot of people have done this, is like nobody looked at Jimmy Butler as one of those 5 guys that can carry you to a championship, and he was. And I don't think people really thought that way for a lot of years because they just didn't believe that he could be that guy. And also he didn't take the regular season as seriously, which ended up working out for him. But that's why it's worked out so wonderfully for them, and why, if you believe in this, the Warriors still have a shot at a championship as long as Stephen Curry is that
which
dude.
is just crazy to me. Like, you're right. It's let's get through the regular season and then let's go make a run here, because shooting threes and making buckets is Steph Curry's thing to do. And Terrence Davis, just someone in the chat, Terrence Davis, the ones waived in order to potentially bring in, potentially, very key word there, bring in Russell Westbrook, and so he was waived yesterday. So, the top 100, it's interesting. It gives us stuff to talk about, but it very clearly, to me, demonstrates, the Kings have 3 guys in the top 70. Some would argue, does Keegan Murray deserve to be at 100 over Kamara? I would, what I would say is, based off of what he did last season and not being able to find himself and his role and who he should have been on that team or could have been or wanted to be on the team, I think he's just outside of that. With that being said, let's flip the page and let's move to talk the San Francisco 49ers here and the NFL as we get it. It's a Thursday. Again, the Drive guys coming up here at 2 o'clock. Whitey Gleason and Jay Johnson will be taking you all the way to 4:30, somewhere in that ballpark. I believe 4:30. And you will be able to listen to the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers in Lambeau Field. So I do want to talk about that matchup really quickly. Jordan Love, Utah State Aggie, Bakersfield, California native.
Sat behind Aaron Rodgers for felt like an eternity.
Matt LaFleur is playing a game that I think is going to work, and that is understanding that Jordan Love has limitations. Good quarterback. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's elite. I think he's a really good quarterback. And you can win with really good quarterbacks if everything around you functions the way it should. And the Green Bay Packers are, how long has it been now that they're trying to find a replacement to Devontae Adams? And it felt like they were just churning out great receivers on a consistent basis all the way back. You talk about Donald Driver and up to, just going through.
Greg Jennings to Jordy Nelson, just
all of
finding guys.
To Devontae Adams. So it was easy. Randall Cobb, guys that you never thought were going to be those kind of guys, really good inside Green Bay.
But then Aaron Rodgers is the reason why they're great.
And Brett Favre, right before that. And so you then put it together and you go, well, they've drafted now a couple of first-round receivers. It's not working. Golden was supposed to be that for the Green Bay Packers. Has not been that. Now if it's thinking maybe Golden isn't going to be that for the Green Bay Packers, but doesn't attempt a lot of throws in the first week of the season, and they dominated. They played the game well. They got some good turnovers. That defense looked like it's like for the first time in a long time, the Green Bay Packers understands how to win now. And I say that outside of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre, but I say that because Matt LaFleur has had an issue winning in the playoffs. And it's because we're seeing the same thing with the Miami Dolphins. Yes, you can be fast. Yes, you can be quick, but you got to be able to be tough in January and February in order to win football games. And the Green Bay Packers to me hadn't been tough. Now they look really tough. Josh Jacobs getting the carries there, and then just expecting Jordan Love, throw the ball 15 times, 15, 20 times. That's all we need from you. 15, 20 times, we'll manage this game, and we're going to win it because our defense is good now. You got Parsons on the outside going to create havoc defensively. I think this is a really good Green Bay team. On the flip side, though, I think there's a lot of really good NFC teams this year as well. You know, the Eagles, you go through it. The Minnesota Vikings, once J.J. McCarthy actually seemed to flip that switch, look like someone that can potentially help those Vikings make a run. And you have Brian Flores, who's making Caleb Williams make incorrect decisions all over the field. Detroit Lions didn't look like themselves there in week 1. I was not very high on the Lions just because Ben Johnson gone. I was intrigued to see what that offense looked like without him. And it's not about the offensive play calls, by the way. It's more about the moxie. It's more about the confidence that Ben Johnson could give a guy like Jared Goff and give him that going forward. So as I kind of picture all of those things, then I look at the Commanders. Deebo Samuel now looking nice. Scary Terry, right, doing what he does, and obviously quarterback positioning looking good for the Washington Commanders. Is anybody on the live stream just I'm trying to stand up? I don't sit very long.
Well, I wasn't sure if you were trying to stand up or you fell out of your chair.
No. I was trying to step on the chair and push it back without making a loud noise, and I did not achieve that. So as I look at those kind of things, this is going to be a really good game. I like the Green Bay Packers, though. And it hurts to say something like that out loud, but the Green Bay Packers, I think, have the right formula now.
Well, I don't know how good or bad the Commanders are, just because last year they were kind of in the jumble bucket of NFC teams, and then they won that chaotic playoff game against the Bucs first, where Baker Mayfield fumbled at the end, and then obviously beat the Lions, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, the Commanders have arrived. And I was like, no, the Lions kind of blew that game. But, the Packers one is so fascinating because for so many years it was like they're not built for the playoffs. Why? Because they have Aaron Rodgers and they play in like -8 degrees every playoff game.
Which, by the way, did we not just understand and prove why it's better to play these games in great conditions after what we saw in the Buffalo Bills and the Baltimore Ravens game played in Buffalo?
Yes.
Great conditions led to a great game.
Oh yeah. I'm of the belief that there should be no outdoor NFL playoff games. It's insane that they play playoff games in -10 degrees with 28
it's football.
Winds. Yeah, but
it's football weather, Kyle.
Oh yeah, but then don't blame Josh Allen when he's playing a playoff game against the Bengals and it's snowing on him. Like, Josh Allen is a big rocket arm quarterback.
I'm definitely intrigued when that new stadium opens up how it really changes, because they're like all the mechanisms, and they're going to use the Green Bay kind of style of how to be able to kind of melt everything and making it high state of the art. And I'm like, why are you not putting a dome over it?
Yeah, it's just insane. They should have, look, this is a hot take, whatever, but they should have a rule that you can't play playoff games at outdoor stadiums. But anyways, the bottom line, though, is the Packers now are built closer to a team that I'm putting a lot of caveats in here because I don't think the Packers are talented enough to win a Super Bowl, but they are moving closer to a formula conducive to win on their terms with Josh Jacobs and that offensive line and defense.
I would say this. I would put it into this perspective. I believe that if things can go correctly for them, they are a Super Bowl potential team. But that is me saying other things have to happen around the NFL, and that can, because injuries happen constantly. And so that's where I'm sitting at it. If things can go their way, I think they can go and make a run, especially if they continue to run the rock, not put the game in a guy like Jordan Love's hands. So just wanted to kind of fall into that. And again, tonight, the Washington Commanders take on the Green Bay Packers. You'll be able to listen to that pregame beginning at 4:30, game around 5 o'clock, all right here on your local sports leader. It's the Alan Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports, 1140.
The Sacktown Sports 49ers report is brought to you by Kia of Vacaville, located beside the Vacaville outlets. The 49ers got their season started successfully with a last-minute win in Seattle, 17-13. Jake Tonjes, the hero, making a leaping grab in the end zone for the game-winning touchdown. Niners back on the road this week in New Orleans. You can catch all the actions on Sunday right here on Sacktown Sports 1140, beginning at 9 a.m.
Football season is here at Kia of Vacaville. You can score big in a new 2025 Kia Niro LX with up to 53 MPG combined at Kia of Vacaville. Perfect for road trips, tailgates, and cruising to Levi Stadium in style and comfort. But don't wait. Inventory is limited at Kia of Vacaville, and these deals won't last long. Visit KiaVacaville.com or stop by right next to the Vacaville outlets for friendly service, easy shopping, and unbeatable value. All in one stop. Kia of Vacaville, where the adventure begins.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave. I got to tell you, I am so excited to get this decking project started with Trex Decking and Railings. From the first time I stepped foot in the showroom last week, I was so impressed. So many color options, heat-resistant composite deck. What does that mean? That means I don't have to do any maintenance on it whatsoever. They even have a deck designer, so you can go online and see what your dream deck will look like on your house. Just visit Trex, that's Trex.com to get it started. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Get ready for a night out with Jordan Davis. Country in the Park 2 this Saturday at Cal Expo. Along with special guests Mitchell Tenpenny, Locash, Vincent Mason, and Avery-Anna. Make it a family day out with food trucks, games, dancing, and more. This Saturday at Cal Expo with Proactive Pest Control, Fasteners Inc. Tool Outlet, and Red's Pizzeria and Tap House. Tickets at CITPFest.com.
Hi, Sacramento. It's the No Surprise Guys at Bell Brothers. AC acting up? Call Bell Brothers. Need a new system? Get $2,500 off, 0% financing, and no payments for 12 months and approved credit. Just need a tune-up? Get an $87 AC maintenance with same-day appointments. You're on time, quote up front, and fix it right. No surprises. Call Bell Brothers or book at thenosurpriseguys.com.
With 25 award-winning years in Northern California, Ashton & Price is your local injury law firm. Pro attorney tip: if a firm presents as local, but they're in LA, red flag. If your first consultation is not with a lawyer, big red flag. At Ashton & Price, your first consult is with a local attorney, and if serious injury prevents travel, a lawyer will come to you. Still not enough? George Washington's my uncle. At Ashton & Price, no red flags, just red, white, and blue.
Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Discover Terra Madre Americas, one of the world's most exciting food events, coming to Northern California for the first time this September 26th through 28. Dig into good, clean, and fair food for all with chefs Alice Waters, Sean Sherman, and Jeremiah Tower. Hear music from The War on Drugs, Spoon, Big Head Todd and the Monsters, Jade Bird, and Passion Pit Solo Acoustic. Savor the journey of Terra Madre Americas, only in Sacramento. Details on TerraMadreUSA.com. Terra Madre Americas is supported by Sacramento International Airport and brought to you by Slow Food and Visit Sacramento.
Alan Stiles Show, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Monday through Friday. And as you heard, 6 to 6, Monday through Friday as well. Live and local programming coming your way every single weekday.
Except for today where we have Thursday Night Football.
Except for today, yeah. But...
And Mondays.
Well, this is all football season. Kyle?
It's still live, just not necessarily here. It's in Green Bay tonight. Green Bay is kind of like here, except not.
I went, is it? Is it like here? Our guy Joe, the Bears fan, is going to keep getting upset if I keep talking about the Packers.
Yes. I guess for those who don't know, Joe Giroux, who used to work here, and is a friend of ours.
He quit.
Well, sort of.
No, not sort of. I was a person. No, I'm not going to put it. He's awesome. We love Joe.
We love Joe.
Yeah.
But anyways, he still chimes in every now and again, and he picked a bad time because you were hyping up the Packers as Super Bowl favorites.
I don't like it. I'm not coming on here going, I love it. I don't like it. I hope. No, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to get every fan base is not going to like me after these couple of weeks of.
I do think it is going to be funny because they've been the 7 seed 2 years in a row now in the playoffs. And so I think it's going to be funny if this Micah Parsons trade gets them from like 7 to 5.
Yeah.
And now they have no first round picks for the next 3 years. I think it's only 2, but still.
Yeah, it's 2. It's 2 first rounders.
But
But
I'd say they won't get to pick in the first round until 2028.
Well, at least it could be worse. You could be the San Francisco 49ers giving 3 first-round picks away for Trey Lance.
I mean, it worked out fine for them. They still went to the Super Bowl.
They could have taken Parsons.
Yeah.
With one of those picks.
They could have taken Jamar Chase. If they had traded up 3 first-round picks, they could have just taken Jamar Chase.
How do I keep walking myself into these conversations about the 49ers? Oh, my goodness.
Well, look, it could... As Mike McDaniel once said, it can't get worse, right?
It can. It always can.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel could be your offensive coordinator next year.
McDaniel's from Miami. Interesting to kind of see it's happening with them and everything. He was the hotshot head coach. For a couple of years, everybody's like, that's the guy we want.
I think Tua had the highest passer rating his first year. And then it's just been nothing. Well, I shouldn't say nothing. They were 8-3 and 3 games ahead of the Buffalo Bills less than 2 years ago. So I shouldn't say it's all gone away. It was really good. They just had their one shot and they blew it.
For those of you that might have missed it, the San Francisco 49ers are going to be without their starting quarterback on Sunday in New Orleans. And that obviously at 10 a.m. Kick. You'll be able to listen to that one as well here on Sacktown Sports. You'll be able to listen to the San Francisco 49ers take on the New Orleans Saints. I'm not sure who is going to be the play-by-play voice on this game. I know Guy Haberman is going to be filling in from time to time. So
we'll find out at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Maybe.
There you go. That's pregame right there. So the San Francisco 49ers coming into this one 1-0. The Saints coming into this one 0-1, having lost to the Arizona Cardinals 20-13. So the Niners are 7.5-point favorites going into this, and that tells you a lot. But that was yesterday, and it was intriguing because when I looked at this yesterday, I went, "Oh, okay, there's some confidence here that he will still be playing this weekend," and that obviously is no longer the case. But the 49ers team with a win. Now it is a 3.5-point favorite for the San Francisco 49ers now that Brock Purdy is not playing. So 4 points taken. Man, my math is on today, but taking 4 points off just because of Brock Purdy, and that tells you quite a bit. But the 49ers taking on the Saints. No George Kittle. We still haven't heard word of Juwan Jennings, and I don't think that seems like a game-time decision for the San Francisco 49ers. And new kicker. Again, Mac Jones taking his first snaps for the 49ers. Going to be interesting. Imagine being the backup quarterback that signs on with a team and just goes, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to play. I'm good. I just got to learn the system. Just got to show up. Now you got to show up on the field.
Quick update from our guy, Brad at SF Niners. Juwan Jennings and Trent Williams are doing light conditioning with a trainer at practice.
On Thursday.
Usually
Thursdays are the days you get the best indication of whether they're going to be on the field or not.
Yeah, I know Trent Williams went down at one point in the game, but also Trent Williams kind of has the veteran don't practice thing.
Yeah, he's like, I'm good. I know what to do out there. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's got kind of those training days. So, I don't really know either way, but hey, it's Kendrick Bourne time. He's the wide receiver too, if no Juwan Jennings, who literally was signed off the street on Monday to come be the quarterback with Mac Jones, the wide receiver for Mac Jones, which might make Mac Jones's life easier since Kendrick Bourne was his leading receiver during the 2021 season where the Patriots made the playoffs. The only good Mac Jones season.
And it was the season where everybody said, you should have taken him.
Yeah.
I was never of the beliefs that they should have. I thought they should have stood pat and not moved up the way they did. But again, hindsight of all of it is 2020. And now let me be clear on the next thing. I think the 49ers are fine. Like, I going into this game, yes, I think there's a worry. But I think because you knew going into this week, hey, this might be the case. Now, if it were Sunday and you weren't able to give Mac Jones time with the ones to go and you weren't able to kind of give – like, at least there is the sort of preparation to let Mac Jones go with the ones and at least get some sort of familiarity with them. But I still think it's going to come down to the leg of Pinheiro in this game just because I don't know how often Mac Jones is going to help them get into the end zone. Can he create controversy?
Can Mac Jones? I saw people were making fun of him because he wore like a bright red suit to a game earlier in, I don't know if that was training camp or something, but, or I guess that would have been preseason game. He showed up in like a bright red suit. Does that count as controversy?
Because what if he looks good on Sunday? Niner fans are infatuated with making controversial quarterback competitions. Like, I remember the years of Trey Lance and having a whole discussion with Jimmy Garoppolo, then Brock Purdy, and Brock getting hurt in that NFC Championship game, and then going, oh, there's a competition, Sam Darnold,
Oh, yeah, I remember that
whole competition. And it was all fabricated because Shanahan knew his guy was Brock Purdy all along.
God, I did so many fill-in shows that summer of 2023 here on the station. I just hated the Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold QB controversy.
Hey, we were watching interceptions at practice. We were like, oh, this guy threw two. He threw two. He went 9 of 15. This other guy went 3 of 10. Oh, my goodness.
Which I will say, in the defense of the people who are hyping up Sam Darnold turned out to be at least a fringe NFL starting quarterback when most people thought he was on his way out of the league. But there's a fine line between that and the quarterback that they just paid, not quite $200 million.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. So intriguing on that side, but the San Francisco 49ers kind of just sitting in a let's go week to week. Let's make sure we're okay. We're good to go. And, I think the 49ers will win this weekend. And quickly on the other side, we were talking about primetime football. We talked about the 49ers being on our radios on Sunday. Monday, the 49ers on Sunday. The Raiders will be on our airwaves on Monday, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. So that should be fun. And that should be some interesting stuff.
Raiders, Chargers time.
Yeah.
Gosh. Normally a game that is very funny, but this time both teams actually might play well.
Geno Smith against Justin Herbert. Yeah,
sure.
I'm not. I don't want to start this. Maybe I'll start this, and then me and Whitey can have the conversation with it. But I'm not a Geno believer. And I know a lot of people are. I think he's a serviceable quarterback, but it just seems sometimes hearing others talk about him that they perceive him as a top 10 quarterback. And I'm just so unsure of that.
See, that's interesting because I feel like your take is the consensus. Like, yeah, he's a fine starting quarterback.
I've been hearing some Raider fan.
Sure, but again, you have to adjust for Raider standards. The Raiders have been in the darkness for so long when it comes to quarterback play.
Best quarterback, Derek Carr.
Yeah, they're going to retire his jersey. Derek Carr, who one of my favorite stats, I can show it to you at some point, but it's like Derek Carr's first 8 years in the NFL compared to the NFL league averages. He hit the exact same completion percentage, the exact same touchdowns, the exact same interceptions, and the exact same QBR as the average NFL stats for all quarterbacks. He was the most average quarterback in the NFL. And they're going to retire his jersey because it's all they have of good quarterback play.
Don't throw Rich Gannon under the bus like that.
Sorry.
Come on, Kyle. Come on,
Sorry,
man.
Let's correct that. Since I've been born, it's the only thing.
What about LaMonica? Come on. Come on. There's a lot of greats in there. We'll take a break. We'll be back. You're listening to the Alice Stiles Show, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Time to check out Capital Casino, conveniently located at 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Hey, Sacramento homeowners, imagine the coolest, most comfortable summer in 30 years, leaving air conditioning giants drowning in overstock. That's your golden ticket to massive savings right now at Sierra Pacific. We've forged powerhouse partnerships with the world's top manufacturers. They trust us for flawless installations, unbeatable service, and our massive reach across Sacramento to move their inventory fast. In return, exclusive, jaw-dropping discounts just for you. Upgrade your home with premium systems at rock-bottom prices, installed by the region's elite craftsmen and backed by ironclad warranties and legendary support. Plus, snag huge tax credits and SMUD rebates to slash costs even further. This inventory clearing bonanza won't last. Seize it today. Call Sierra Pacific for your free in-home consultation and discover the perfect system for your ultimate comfort. Dial 916-638-0543 now or head to SierraPacificHome.com. Don't miss out. Your cooler, cozier home awaits.
Sierra Pacific Solar Heating and Air, the guys in the big red trucks.
Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram has the best selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. All of them top quality, hand-selected by their general manager, Chuck Dean. You can see for yourself their huge selection at SacsSuperstore.com with the lowest prices and the best car buying experiences anywhere. Sacramento Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Mom, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotion. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. Consequently, they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Dial pound 250 and say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk, everything you need and nothing you don't.
Fall is coming, and Sacramento Rivercats baseball has you covered. On Friday, September 9th, first 25 for a free San Francisco Giants puffer vest. Your last chance at a giveaway this season. Grab your tickets at rivercats.com.
The only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Sacktown Sports.
The Alan Stiles Show.
Where's Alan Stiles? He's not here.
He's not.
Great job, Lobito, filling in for him. I like that nickname.
It was always funny to me because getting called Little Wolf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm bigger than my dad.
Yeah. But he's your dad.
But he's my dad, so he's Big Wolf.
Uh-huh.
Just Lobo. So interesting.
Not Lobo Grande? Just Lobo.
No, just Lobo.
And you're Lobito?
I'm Lobito, yeah.
See, I'm Blanquito.
That is the correct.
My first radio job, there was an engineer
translation.
named Ricardo, and he was a very nice guy, and he showed me the rope stuff, and he was of Hispanic descent. He used to call me Blanquito. So, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always that interesting kind of in radio, especially back in the day. They just gave you nicknames. I'm like, it was for me. No one asked. They were just like, he's Little Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
And I went on the air, and they're like, "This is your nickname when you go on the air." Anytime you do any Spanish voice stuff, it was that.
That's way better than the name they wanted to give me. And I know I've told this story on the air, and it wasn't that long ago, so don't mean to bore anybody, but can I tell you?
Absolutely.
When I started out, I'd been producing, and I would do some funny skits and voices and things. And this was in an NBC-owned FM in San Francisco. And I got to a point where I was like, I have to find something else. And they wanted to keep me. So they said, all right, you're going to be on the air full-time doing sports updates starting Monday. And I was like, this is great. And your name is going to be Stretch Bergmeyer.
Stretch Bergmeyer.
Like, this is my first job.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
You actually said no.
I said, I'm not going to be Stretch Bergmeyer. Yeah. And then they said, well, what are you going to be? Gleese is my real name. When I was little, because I had white hair, my brother used to call me Whitey. That's what they called, like Whitey Ford and baseball players. It meant different things then than it does now. But anyway, so they said, all right, Whitey Gleason, that works. So.
Well, and to everybody as well, like in my family, I get my nickname in family is Gabacho. It's basically the same thing. So like it was funny because growing up, I just got called that. And then my nieces and nephews from my cousins, uncle.
What does that one mean?
It just Gabacho is American essentially. That's what Mexicans will say. Like if you're in Mexico, it's, he's Gabacho. He's American.
Oh, okay.
Like that's just how they differentiate, and that's what they nicknamed me as a kid, and it stuck my entire life.
I think Lobito is way better than Gabacho. Gabacho
yeah.
or Va or
V, yeah.
Gabacho.
Yeah, and it's like, then I got into radio, and Gonzo was stuck for a while. This is the first place ever called me Jose.
Oh,
it feels nice. Like I forgot someone was calling me once, and I just didn't turn around because no one ever called me that. Not even soccer, nothing I ever played. Now.
Gabacho Lobito.
Yeah,
sports. I'd listen to him.
Nicknames change everything. So the 49ers, Brock Purdy out. I know you guys are probably going to have a conversation about this. Brock Purdy, George Kittle. There's some chaos happening. Like I was asking Kyle this. Should we be having an injury conversation about like their medical team with the San Francisco 49ers? Like I know some of these are flukes, but my goodness, it's been years now of injury after injury after injury for the 49ers.
Yeah, I think since Kyle Shanahan has taken over, they've had, if I remember correctly, only 3 seasons in which the quarterback did not go down to injury at some point. So then, as we're looking and searching and trying to figure out what could it be, then you start to think, well, they don't invest a lot in the offensive line. Maybe that's one of the reasons the quarterbacks keep getting hurt.
It could be, and now they're really close to Trent Williams and sayonara to his career. And what are they going to do at left tackle when that happens?
Maybe McKivitz with his new rich contract slides over to left tackle.
And now it's just like McGlinchey, right? Now with the Denver Broncos, like they didn't want to pay him, and all the 49er fans were always against McGlinchey. And then like after he leaves, you go, oh, wasn't that bad? It kind of moves into the interesting part of that, but kind of shifting as well. I don't get a lot of opportunity to talk to another insane baseball brain as you are.
Yes, sir.
The San Francisco
you got
Giants.
The insane part right anyway.
Well, just for HR purposes, I didn't say that. But the San Diego Padres, the San Francisco Giants in that wild card chase. Giants have the Dodgers a few times, I believe 7 times.
Yeah.
Here left on the season. But the Padres have some wild card specific games as well coming down the stretch. They have had some injury, not good luck. They went on a good run. Then they played the Dodgers. And then after that series,
they're really struggling.
It was a terrible few. It's probably a little bit over a week. What is the NL West looking like? Because it's potential that an NL West wild card series might happen.
Yeah, I think the problem with the Giants was really illustrated yesterday. You know, when they have Ray going or you have Webb going, it's like, man, look out for this team. But then when you have Seymour pitching, it's like, it's a huge drop off there. So that's going to be tough for them to make up ground, I think, with the hole or two they have in the rotation. San Diego, they just lost a series to Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not out of it either.
Mm-hmm.
But the Padres, they do play, let's see, they play Colorado for 4. Then they go to New York. They take on the Mets, which is huge. But then they got the White Sox after that. So they still have the inside track. Also, they have the tiebreaker with the Giants. So they have the inside track, but that just doesn't mean anything. You have to win games.
And they also have the Brewers.
Yeah.
The Padres. So they have some tough games here, but as we were talking, the Giants have 7 more games against the Dodgers. That's getting going here this weekend. They have the Diamondbacks. They also have the Cardinals in there, and then they finish the season against the Rockies. So if you're the Giants, you maneuver through that, you get 3 games against the Rockies to end your season. There's a high chance there.
Yeah, I think their chances are better than I know. Kyle quotes some of the numbers from what where do we have the probabilities from? Fangraphs, thank you. Yeah. I just think some of those numbers are a little skewed. I think I'm with you. They have a legitimate shot at this. And then to your point, I mean, if you end up with Giants Dodgers in the first round, I know Kyle was talking about that earlier this week. Wow.
That would be insanity.
People would actually pay attention to baseball.
And not only that, but it could be revenge from, the Giants' best franchise record, the Dodgers
107 wins. Yeah.
Dodgers walk into your stadium, and I was there. That was my first time covering a divisional series, and I remember very clearly the sentiment to it coming out. Now the Giants could potentially have that opportunity there, and as you were saying, I get to put Webb, I get to put Ray, right? I get to put 2 of my best guys out there in a 3-game set. Anything could happen, and the top teams have seen that over the course of this new system. Nothing is guaranteed, especially in a 3-game set.
To me, Lobito, one thing the Giants have already done, even if they don't make the postseason, they've already saved their offseason. The way they were headed, it was going to be an offseason of, what is Buster doing? They don't know what they're doing. This is terrible. And now I think even if they wobble down the stretch and don't get in, there'll be a lot more optimism about what next year looks like for their fan base.
The New York Mets have lost 5 straight.
Yeah.
5 straight. The Mets are metting
play
right
the
now.
Phillies again today, I believe.
Yeah, the Mets are metting right now, and I say that with full glee in my heart as an Atlanta Braves fan. I hope they fall apart here down the stretch. They have, obviously, the Padres, but they got the Rangers on their schedule. They have the Cubs on their schedule, and that Cubs series it mixed between the Nationals and the Marlins in there. And I know, weirdly enough, even though it's the Nationals and they haven't had a great season, the Mets find a way to lose these games. It's strange, especially in this new era for them. So do you think the Mets are going to make the playoffs? Obviously, the Giants making the playoffs would mean the Mets probably did not, because the Padres are 3 games up of the Mets, 5 games up on the Giants.
With the tiebreaker.
Yeah. And then you have the Cubs, who are 7 games up of the Mets, and 4 games up with the Padres, and the Cubs are fine.
Yeah, I think the Mets are just in that death spiral. I don't see them pulling out of it. They do have that, again, the inside track, but, man, they've been scuffling for a while now.
So the Drive guys.
That could be a huge series, pardon me, but that Padres-Mets series is going to go a long ways towards determining what's going to happen.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm like, this last couple of weeks of baseball, it's going to be major fun. What are you guys talking about on the Drive, guys?
Oh, we might have to talk about whether or not the 49ers season is already over.
Oh,
don't miss it.
Right, don't miss that. Whitey, I appreciate the time.
Lobito.
That's a great howl. Kyle, appreciate you as well. The Drive guys coming up next. Whitey Gleason, Jay Johnson coming your way. Don't you go anywhere. Jose Gonzalez for Alan Stiles right here on Sackdown Sports 1140.
Don't forget my podcast. Gotta go. Visit SackdownSports.com and join the Sackdown Sports 1140 newsletter.
This is